All right, all right. Welcome to the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast, episode 249. 249.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm Dave Z, and I'm over here with Psycho Christian Vicious. And how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I knew this was going to come up. We kept talking about it back in June, and it felt like it was still a whole summer away. And here we are. I mean, I know we're not here yet. We're
No,
recording this,
but
and we have about 3 weeks until we record the 250 show the way we've scheduled it. So, which is good because I'm sitting, I think, at 214 slashers, and I'm gonna try to get that
oh,
250. I got to get that
you're
250.
amazing.
But I'm
I
doing I'm
hope you
doing well.
do. I really hope you do. I don't think it's going to happen. Like right now, for me, I'm at 194. And officially, I have at this moment, unless something else should happen, because it happens every week, it seems. I have 24 more to go. 24. So whatever that number is going to be, it's going to be unless more come in. So I don't think I'll hit 250 because if I did, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be watching turds just to freaking pad the numbers. So
Oh
I
yeah, welcome
decided
to my world.
I'll let
I
you
got some
do
good
it.
ones though.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, see, you're as usual, I don't want to take the bullet and watch bad movies. I just don't. But you were taking any and all comers like a freaking the gangbang, chick
Yeah, I
on the
got a lot of
video.
I got a lot of good ones still too, but there's still I've got 44 on the list. Obviously, I don't need to watch 44 of them, so I can weed a few of those out.
Hmm.
Uh yeah, so I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. But Chris A.K. Scott, yeah, we're gonna bring him up right out of the gate and then get rid of that for the rest of the show.
Ah.
He reminded me of one that he mentioned way back when called Out of the Dark. And so I had to add that to the list. I haven't seen it. I've never seen it, but
Oh,
so I've
oh,
popped it on the
don't
list.
tell me.
Yeah.
Out of the dark. You know what? Let's do this live on the show for once. We'll do it. I'm gonna look up this movie and I'm gonna tell you what I think without ever watching it. Okay, 1988, Cameron Dye, Lynn Danielson, Rosenthal. Okay, so and the first thing that comes up is slasher horror on
Yeah.
IMDb. So
Yeah.
far so good. All right, Chris,
He
aka
hasn't let us
Scott.
down for
Um,
once.
yeah, beautiful young women who work at the offices of a phone sex company are being stalked by a psychopathic killer.
I know.
Okay.
It sounds good.
5.3, 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb, an hour and 29 minutes long. Okay, now I'm going to go to Letterbox and I'm going to see people that we know that have watched it. What's it called again?
Out of the Dark. It's hard to
Out
find. Like
of
we're
the
gonna have to rent
Dark.
it. It might. I don't even think it'll be on your MB, man. He
I'll
was
get
like
it on my
calling me a
MB.
cheapskate because he
Whoa,
said I wasn't.
buddy.
Yeah.
It's all over the fucking place. I'll have it on MB in a day. And if not,
Yeah.
a friend of ours will have it on his Plex. So, dude, it's everywhere. So, anyway, let's see here. 2.9. Okay, so I got honestly out of the dark. I'm seeing anything from 2.5 up into a five. There's a 4.5. There's a bunch of 3.5s. There's some fours. So you know what? How can this be? Am I in an alternate universe? How could this be that everything we've done, all the podcasts we've done, all the people we've talked to, all the slashers we supposedly have seen and discussed, how do we not know about this movie until right now?
Well, I did know about it. He told me about this about a year ago, I think, maybe even longer, and I totally forgot about it. And so he kindly reminded me, and not in a dick way, in very. Hold on, I'm off the charts here, man. I'm showing red. Hopefully, I wasn't too loud. Then he reminded me of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, when I bring it up on Letterboxd, it's like there's four people that are on my first page there. 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 2.5. Those are the rates. Carly
Son
gives
of
it
a bitch.
four and a
Okay,
half out of
well,
five. So Carly's
Carly
watched it.
does. Oh, well, see, Carly's ahead of us
And that's like
in
about a
that
one or a
game.
two for you and
Wow.
I.
I
She didn't
don't know.
appreciate my Cracula joke. I thought I thought she was gonna find
Oh,
that funny.
that's
Yeah.
because you opened an old wound. That's why.
Oh,
Because I
I do
busted
that.
her balls. I busted her balls 2 weeks prior, and yeah, I busted her balls, and I shouldn't have. And so it happened to
Oh,
be about those type of movies. But I was just playing. Believe me, it was just one of those fucking. It was nothing came of it. She was a little bit extra sensitive about the topic, and I understand that.
oh, I didn't
So
know
so
any of
I think
that.
she
So I
still had
come
that
in,
going on. Yeah,
so I come in like an asshole and crack a couple more jokes at her expense. No
son of
wonder.
a bitch.
Yeah,
If she,
I had
we
no,
should bring her on the show.
I
We
had
should bring
no
her on the
clue.
show right now. And
Well, she's
fuck
gonna be on the
it.
next episode. She'll be on the
Oh,
slash one. We
yeah,
can
but we can't
apologize until
talk
we're
about
blue in
it
the.
then.
Yeah. Oh, we
We're
can say
not gonna have
sorry.
time. Oh yeah, well she knows I was sorry. I didn't mean anything, but it's typical me. The guy who never tries to fucking say anything wrong, and fucking somehow I say things that get sometimes taken wrong, I guess. But honestly, Dave, shut the fuck up is probably
I
more
had
like it.
I had no clue. So it's just like the two exploding heads guys were assholes. But yeah, she always calls me out on it. It's pretty
Again,
funny. But I was trying to be I was trying to
yeah,
be funny, but that jerky funny. But I had no clue it was like salt in the wound. I had no clue that it was like, yeah,
I could be wrong.
yeah.
I was just throwing it out there.
You
Maybe
know,
though.
so you
Maybe,
mean
you
this can
know.
all be made up? And she was just like
Well,
busy.
no. It's not made up. I just don't. Maybe it's not salt in the wound, but maybe it is. Either way, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying. Sometimes you get over things quicker than other things, and here's the problem: people are sensitive. I am one of them, and it's freaking terrible. And sometimes things hit you, and they get you down, and then and then you feel sad about yourself, and it happens probably to more people, but more people than that let on. But not a lot of people are going to tell you that they have that about them. I have it about. I don't like it. As a matter of fact, I hate it. It's if I could change one thing about myself, that'd be it. Not
I have
any.
that
There's
too.
so many bad things, but
Yeah.
I would rather for my own well being, I would rather not have to ever be an empath or feel guilt for anybody else again, or to be like sensitive that way. That I would take, and I would be a dick the rest of my life, but I'd be happier. Like it's true, people that are
I don't
dicks
want to be a
are
dick,
happier.
but
I don't want to be a dick, but I'm tired of always suffering in my brain because I'm so sensitive and and so much of an empath. So I would rather be a dick that doesn't have those feelings, and I would live a better life. That's all I'm saying, selfishly. Because if I've lived 52 years now and I haven't been selfish, maybe I should be selfish now and just, it's never gonna happen because I'm me. Unfortunately, I'm always gonna
gotta
be
be
this.
you.
It's, what can we do? What's the word they say? Take it or leave it, or
Yeah,
you know,
I think they
take
say
me as
that.
I am. Take me as I am.
I got to tell you that you brought up a movie last week, that another one, just like I just brought it out of the dark for you, but
I'm
supposedly
gonna
it's
write it
good.
down.
You brought me up The Freeway Maniac last week or last episode.
Aha!
And
Just
I had
did.
never heard of this movie before. I thought it was one thing, and then when I looked it up, I'm like, oh no, it's not the movie I was thinking it was. And you were talking about how loony it was and whatnot. I I was paying attention because I watched it. I had to watch
Mhm.
it, but I don't think I'm glad you didn't oversell it to me because I had such
Right.
a blast watching that movie that I wholeheartedly recommend everybody watch that movie, but it is terrible. It is terrible. I want to get that out there as clear as day that it's terrible, but this might be the ultimate party movie. So when people talk about putting on like Don't Go in the Woods Alone as a party movie, maybe I can maybe see that, but to me, this is the party movie. It's fucking. But the only downfall of the whole thing is it's on YouTube and the transfer is terrible as well. It's so muddy and murky. But the stuff that you brought
Ah.
up, like, is just there's like too many things to mention. But the one thing is like when her car starts to smoke like from an overheated radiator or whatever, like you mentioned, she gets
Right.
out of the car and beelines it, like runs for the hills as if the car's going to explode behind her. And
Right.
there's no explanation for it. Then she turns around and goes, oh, okay, I guess it's just not doing so well. That part's like amazing. The way the guy,
Yes.
the killer, decides to escape from jail is by having a fist
See?
fight with one of the guy, chucking him off the fucking building. That guy
Uh,
lands, and then he just swan dives off after him and lands on top of him to get out of there.
yep.
It is fucking
Correct.
that shit crazy. I wish the second
Yes, it
half.
is.
I'm not going to say the second half isn't as loony as the first. It is, but I think it just
Right.
you kind of runs out of steam a little bit. Like most of the crazy silliness is in the first half, but it will definitely keep your interest all the way through. It is terrible through and through, but needs to be watched. There's some funny lines. Like I I feel like some of this is tongue in cheek and some of it they're trying to take serious, but it was done the right way where
Hmm.
it wasn't the whole thing of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like we know we're making fun here. I think some
No,
of this was supposed to
they
be
weren't.
serious. And
I think it all was like
oh,
everything back then.
it's
Not
on
everything,
YouTube
but
and you need to see it. Everybody needs to see it, Dave. You undersold it, I think, last week, but it is Looney Tunes. Crazy.
24 kills, right? Whatever it
Oh,
was.
yeah, and it's not, like you said, it was goreless, pretty much goreless. Save for like maybe a smear of blood here and there, but it doesn't
Oh
matter because it's
shit.
so fun
It's out
and
of the
stupid.
dark. Not I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I fucking
Why? What were you
I'm
doing?
bugging about I'm bugging out about Out of the Dark. I want to get it added to something. I want to try to get it out there. So I went and I looked to see where it was, and I put Out of the Darkness, and a million of these are coming up, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. And then I think I just made a request to somebody, and first
You put the
of
wrong
all,
movie.
it's okay. It's on Prime. It's on you to rent $4 everywhere, so
Yeah.
you can rent it anywhere for $4. But I got
Oh
to
yeah,
see
no,
if
I
I
know it's
Out
all
of the
over the place to
Darkness.
rent. I thought it would be all over the place to
Right.
stream, and then I got called a cheap bastard because I was like, "See, just buy it." He goes, I pay Patreon every month." I'm like, ah, "You fucking fleeced motherfucker." Yes, I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna pay for it.
Right.
Just
Out of the
put
dark.
my money towards the rental. I'm like, shut up.
I'm sad. There's one on there and it's from 1995.
There you
But
go,
hey, but hey, that's great from Scott over there, Chris.
Chris
That's
Scott, whatever the fuck.
I'm gonna get it, man. I'm gonna get the name and I'm gonna get the freaking movie added. I have to see it now. Now I got 25 to watch. Now I'm gonna end up with a weird number, 119. That's if I might have
Might as
to
well find one more.
I gotta find 120
Did you
or
put the Banana
220.
Splits movie on your list?
No, good
Okay,
call. I'll
there you
gladly
go.
watch that again. Yeah, I'll watch the banana splits. Thank you. Banana splits.
I
No
remember having fun with
bananas.
that one. I remember having heart.
Yeah.
I was like, I was expecting it to be absolutely dumb, and whatever, and it was fun. I remember, so I'm looking forward to watching that one again too.
Well, let me tell you this. I have a history with banana splits. I probably told it about it way back when. We used to watch it all the time on Fridays and get high and forget. It's really ridiculous. Anybody that can watch that show, catch a buzz, and have friends and watch the banana splits. I'm telling you, talk about laughing at so many things at once. The cartoons are ridiculous. The puppets are ridiculous. I'm telling you, it's out of control. Anyway, so I
And
had
then put on
history with it before
the Freeway
the
Maniac
movie.
right after. Sorry, yeah.
Or that, yeah. So let me make sure yeah, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Out of the dark. It's a cool cover with that clown on it. You see that?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm like, I said the same thing. I'm like, how did I miss this back in the day or all the 10 years later? Like, okay, to give him credit, if even if, like you said, he recommended a year and a half ago. So 8 years after we
Man.
started the show, 9 years after we started the show, I still didn't know about this. It's crazy. I mean, there's a
Right.
handful of these, but this one seems like it's a pretty decent release from back in the day. It's not like one of these like Bollywood ones or one of these other ones. It just kind of,
Right.
I don't know how I missed it, but hey, well, I'll remedy that for the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up with 220, I guess. Okay. I can
Yeah.
live with that. 250, 220. No one else is gonna be in the twos, so we've done our uh we've done our part.
And we're talking
Seriously.
about two 2024 movies today, too, Oddity and Alien
Which which is have we done
Romulus.
this all year?
I don't know if we've done two of
Romulus,
them.
yes.
I
I
don't know
don't
if we've
think we
done.
have. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a blur like as usual. So either
I know
way,
we've done a lot of 2024s. I just don't know if we did two in one show. Maybe
that's what
once
I'm saying.
before the first Omen
Maybe.
show. Maybe I saw the TV. No,
Maybe.
maybe not. No, maybe not because I'm trying to think of all the cover arts. I think they were just ones and dones because we were talking so many slashers.
Well,
The downfall of when we're done the slasher show is I'm going to feel like the last time. You're going to have this empty feeling because we've been filling every little void with a slasher movie. And I still haven't
yeah.
watched them all. That's the scariest part of it all.
No, you're right. And I've tried and I've tried. I've gone to websites. I've gone to lists on Letterboxd. I've gone to lists on IMDb. I've gone all over the place looking for everything. You know
Oh,
what I mean? Hard friggin' research, getting down in it, and still miss some. So no matter what, no matter how educated we're gonna feel at the end of this, I mean, I never want to. I can't set out to see them all. That's impossible. And I can't even set out to see everyone made in the 80s. That's probably impossible. And to be frank, I don't want to. I don't want to watch bad slashers. But I will watch a slasher that is just an average movie to other people and enjoy it more because I like slashers. But I still don't want to watch a slasher. I'm going to give, you know, a five or less. Just don't want to. Well,
well,
some are good for the experience. Some you because it's so weird. That's what I've noticed. Like sometimes they're just not even good. But I'm like, and I think I said on the show, I said, go out and watch this if you're just, a slasher enthusiast. And if you want to, see something different that's a slasher just because it's interesting. So I mean that part's been a lot of fun.
how many did you watch for this show? Because we've got those and we got the two movies. Did you watch a lot of
Well, how
slashers
many
or?
how many did you watch? Watch is
Well,
the question.
one, two,
Watch.
three, four, five, six, seven, eight new ones. I've talked about one already, the Freeway Maniac, so
Okay.
that's done. And then I still had three left, I think, from two shows ago that I have never got to
Oh, so
when
do
I did
I.
that.
So pick a
So
number.
do you
Pick a
have, let's
number and
just
I'll
do
do
eight.
it.
Well, seven, eight, because I've done eight
Okay.
once. Now you do one, and then we'll do seven more
All
each.
right. Let's see if I can.
Eight in total. I don't know
Let's
why
see.
I made that so complicated.
8 in total. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go and see because I know there was some last time I wanted to talk. Because some I look at, I'm like, yeah, what am I going to do? I'm going to talk about My Bloody Valentine. But why do I have to talk about how many times it's My Bloody Valentine? And or like Maniac, like I said last show. Like this time, for example, My Bloody Valentine came up. What am I going to say? I'll save it for the show. Obviously, it's going to be everybody's list, you would think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would rather talk about slashers that people may or may not have seen, or you know what I mean, ones that or thought are unusual or whatnot, first time watches, things like that. So, where did we have it last time? I'll say this quickly. I'll just kind of do a quick double take because I watched. Did I mention last time I watched the collection and the collector? Both of those.
No, I think we were gonna
Okay.
watch them, but you didn't talk about them again.
Yeah, they both just happened to come up. Um, and I did enjoy them, and going through all this and talking about what's a slasher and what's not. I'm fine having this under that umbrella. It's just that they're just not traditional slashers, but there really isn't a whole lot of traditional slashers as much as people would think, especially good ones. So I will say that I watched them both, and I thought I had notes for for the one, but I don't. But I have them for two for some reason. I
I
have
was the
part
one that
two.
really liked the collection, and we had uh Brandon was still in the show. We had a guest on that time. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm so sorry. I forgot her name, but it was a while ago. But I remember I was the
Okay.
one that was so high. I'm the one that liked the
Oh, I know
collection,
who it
and
was.
everybody else was like kind of low on it.
We were low. I thought I gave it like a six
Lower.
and a half.
Okay. I think I was
Okay.
higher though. I think than everybody because I think I was even saying a little craziness that it was on par, if not even slightly more enjoyable for the wackiness than the first one, and everybody thought I was crazy, which is understandable. But I mean, the first one is more that like tense, um, uh, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
home invasion horror. And then the second one is more of a grandiose, like Saw ripoff almost. A lot less believable, but just tons of fun. I think
Yes.
that's why I liked it. But anyway, so sorry, you said you remembered the
No,
guest?
but you've kind of said it though. The guest. What guest?
I
I
said
remember the
we when
guest.
we did the show, we had a guest on.
Oh, oh man. I thought you were talking about freaking
Well, my
the
mind goes
movie.
everywhere. My mind goes everywhere. I've jumped from one sentence, I go back to the guest. I don't expect you to always follow me. Well, I do expect you to follow me. Actually, I
Well,
expect it, but I don't.
right.
I should know better.
The guest. I'm like, okay. No, we're talking about who was here on that show. It was Holly. Holly was on
Holly.
that show.
Sorry,
It's
Holly.
been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. She's still putting out podcasts though. She's still got stuff going on. So she's busy. She's always doing stuff, man. So yeah, but it was Holly. So
And
it's been a
no one
minute.
outright hated the collection. They just, I think it was just
No,
considered well, I almost remember it being vastly inferior is what was described to me, but I didn't think so at all. I liked it. It's fun.
I like the first one a little more. The first one is like a 7.5, so it's one of those 7.5s. So it may or may not make the cut,
A possible
but it's
contender.
there. But yes, it's definitely a contender. The other one, not as much. The other one, but I think I would give it a 7. So it's just sevens aren't going to make it, but it's definitely worth seeing. Definitely. But I hear what you're saying. They are different. It's almost like comparing, although that's a little too radical. I was going to say like trying to compare the first Purge with the second one, but that's too extreme. The second Purge went way actiony. Where the first one was home invasion. Okay, you know what's a good comparison? The first Strangers and the second.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, that's what it's like. The first Strangers is more about the invasion in the house, and it was paced differently and other stuff. And then the second was something different, but still great.
Yeah.
So that's
Nope.
kind of like collectors or other way around. But yeah, watch them. Obviously watch them. So there you go. I saw those two.
Well, I watched Lost After Dark again because that was one that needed to come out. And you had already talked about it last show or two shows ago.
Hmm.
And to be honest, I liked it way more than the first time. I was like, for me,
Yes.
I think you came down a little bit and I came up a little bit. I wasn't horrible. I'd say way better, but I think it was at like a 6, maybe the last time. I don't know if
Was
this
that the day
will,
you fell asleep? Did you fall asleep that day? Did we do law? Because I know you fell asleep when
no,
we
that
were
was
doing Starry Eyes, but
Starry
were we
Eyes.
also
No, it
doing
wasn't
Lost
Lost
After
After
Dark
Dark.
on that show?
No, it wasn't that
Okay.
show that we had Lost After Dark. It was
Might have
Starry
been
Eyes,
in
and
a bad mood.
I can't
All right.
remember. But no, I enjoyed it more,
The
and I
Craft.
remembered. I mean, I remember the plot twist and whatever, but everything seemed to kind of work for me. It's a little dark. It's a little dark, but that's maybe some
Yeah,
budgetary
a little bit.
limitations. But for the
Yeah.
most part, it's good. I thought the kills all worked. I liked the cast a bit more this time. It just seemed to work for me a bit more. I don't love it, but I enjoyed it a
Right.
lot more than the last time. It's at that 7 to 7.5 range. I didn't really come down. To be honest, I never even thought of a rating for it, but it's enjoyable. So like, I'll have to just sort of see if it would fit in to that list. I'm suspecting it
Cool.
won't, but it's a possibility.
Right on. Yeah, I think I'm close to you. I think it's in 7.5 area. I can't remember exactly. I don't know if it's a contender. 7.5 is. But either way, I didn't. But when I
But
think about the 50, I'm like, I'm probably thinking it's not going to make the cut. But it's good. It's worth your time,
it
obviously.
definitely worth your time. And it's funny because it doesn't plays out like a modern slasher that they just decided to make um like a retro one by adding that. It was weird. They add a kind of a film look to it, like which it already looked kind of like that, and then they had kind of video glitches. So it's almost like you're watching an
Hmm.
old worn out VHS tape as well. And then they've got the missing reel aspect, which I didn't find as annoying as you did because They did it for a reason. You think she gets killed. I'm giving it away
I
now.
know.
It's that, and then ultimately that's the return. But so I mean, I actually didn't think it was that bad. I thought we were getting ripped off of a death sequence. So I'm like, oh, now I can understand why Dave was mad, forgetting. No, that wasn't exactly it. So then when it came back, I'm like, oh, that was actually kind of smart. I kind of liked that. I could see why someone could
See,
consider it a cop out though, because if there was no missing reel, what did you miss that would have either given you a hint
right.
that she escaped or whatever? I guess they could have done the beginning of Friday the 13th part, 2009, the reboot, where he runs towards the camera and blacks out. And then we find out that he didn't kill her after all. He just ran up to her and then, I guess, whisked her off her feet and then held her hostage
That's
for,
because he wanted a hostage, though. Now,
yeah.
but in this case, you're cutting before a kill, right? What is presumed to be a kill when you see it on the camera. So right then and there, you're like, oh man, you got boned because you didn't get the kill. It's a cutaway kill. It's
Yeah.
like that. But then now what you say, the fact what happens later, now it's almost like that's like a cheap way to have a reveal if you think about it. It's like,
Well,
you know,
I can look at
so
it both ways. It could be looked at cheap or it could be looked at ingenious because I thought we got ripped off from a kill. So I was reeling
I get
about
you.
that, missing reeling. Ooh, wow. I'm so
Oh
sorry,
boy.
everybody. I am
Where are
sorry.
you, Brandon?
Yeah, I might have to just get off this show. And then so yeah, I'm reeling about that. And then I'm like, oh, that was cool. So I looked at it as a positive, but I could, see
Okay,
people.
that's hey. I'm happy. I'm happy that
Yeah.
that it worked for you that way, because then maybe that's why you enjoyed a little more. Maybe that's what was my little, the little thing that irked me a bit.
I
But no,
liked how they
that's
played around with
cool.
the characters a little bit. I liked Patrick Jason the guy
Jason,
uh
oh, not Jason, Pat. You're thinking about oh God,
I'm
Patrick.
thinking Lost Boys guy. Yeah, but the guy from Terminator. Why can't I think of his name?
Yes.
Terminator 2. Robert
Is it? It's
Patrick.
not Jason. Robert. Good God.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So
I kept wanting
I
to say Jason Patrick too.
I like him and all his like references
Oh,
to being in the war and him finishing the dad's cleaning the
oh
gun and
yeah.
him finishing it off for him and whatever like that. I always those little nuances were kind of fun. Um,
Hmm.
the one thing is, they never mentioned that they were lost, did they?
Well, the car broke down.
I thought they weren't
So in a
looking
sense,
for.
they're
I
lost.
thought they were looking for the cabin and they found this other
They
cabin. I
weren't.
guess, yeah, okay, but
Oh,
I
they ran
didn't
out
think.
of gas.
Yeah,
They
but they
stole
weren't.
the bus and they ran
Yeah,
out of
I don't
what?
never none of them ever thought or said, "Oh, we're lost." They kind of just said, "Oh, let's just go up and we'll see if we can." I guess I'm being nitpicky, but the title was Lost After Dark and I didn't really think anybody was lost at all during the whole
Okay,
thing.
well, how about that movie Alone in the Dark? Do you remember a scene when someone's alone in the dark in it?
Yes.
Do you? Who was it?
I don't remember. The Girl in the Bed.
Okay.
That's on my list to rewatch. I'll tell you when I
It wasn't
rewatch it.
dark.
Yeah, yeah. It was dusk.
Unbelievable. Did you
Alone in
watch
the
that for
dusk.
this? Are we
I
considering that a slasher?
I well, it is on the slasher list. I still have to watch it. It's on my list that I'm looking at right
Oh,
there.
so
I think
Jim would
most people
consider that
consider it a slasher. It's so weird. There's a
son of a
lot of people that
bitch.
consider that a slasher. Yeah, that's another one.
Hmm.
But you
I
were
don't
never
know.
very high on it. Brandon would have that on his list, no questions
Oh, he
asked.
loves it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't
I
even have it on
like
my
it.
list
Don't get me
last time.
wrong.
And I don't imagine it's going to, even if because I took everything else
True.
away, I'm watching it because I'm trying to rewatch stuff and I got to get to 250. And it's a good movie. It's a time for a rewatch.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, if you haven't heard a review of that, it's show one, everybody. All of
It
you should
is.
have heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, show
Show
one reference.
one.
Wow, how about that?
The cordial exploding heads, as I like to refer to it. They're like, oh no, no, right after you, Dave. You speak first. No, no, Brandon,
That
you
was
go
wonderful.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, that was magnificent for a bit there. It was,
For four and a
you
half
know.
episodes.
And then now B's not even here. See?
Yeah.
But he's coming back, supposedly. But he is coming back. And I'll tell you what, speaking of B and everything else, we're doing two movies tonight, like we said earlier. This is
Yeah.
probably it's probably fitting because we'll probably never do it again when B comes back
Yeah.
because we don't want to make him watch two movies. You know what I mean? It's enough to ask him to watch one. So, although who
He's
knows? See,
he's
B,
prepping
you don't
hard for
know.
the year-end show. That's what he's
He
watching
is.
movies for, the year-end show.
Yes. I think CB is the type of guy. It's all or nothing. He can't do anything in moderation. So I think now that he's watching them again, I think he might go on a kick and just go crazy. And then imagine that maybe he doesn't want to quit. Maybe he'll watch so many movies he'll never want the podcast to end. Imagine that. And then Christian leaves and B and I carry on. Could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah.
Well, it can't happen
And
because
then
B
and
and I
then
can't do what you do.
and then Jesse or Jose. Well, you can do it. You just have to learn to do
Yeah.
it.
Learn. I can barely, yeah, forget it. I can't learn. I'm at a part, I'm at a stage in my life where it's very difficult to teach an old dog new tricks just because my brain is effed. And for no other reason but that. But anyway,
Okay.
what were you saying? It was something good. Jose.
Oh
Jose.
yeah. Yeah. And then Jose will be, I don't know if he'll be happier or even more angry. Who knows what that.
No, Jose's
Okay.
not angry.
Oh,
Poor Jose.
Jose,
Jesse is
aka
angry.
Jesse, Jesse, aka Jose.
Yes, that's it. Right. Jose, Jesse. That's great. Or Jesse, aka Jose. Which one would it be? Because his real name is Jose. Well, it depends on who you're talking about.
Yeah.
All we know is Jose is what he. Okay, Jose. That's how you remember. Remember
Okay.
that Jose is
Okay, Jose.
yes.
Messy Jesse.
Jesse, messy Jesse. There you go. Wow. I have a friend named Jesse, and I never thought to call her Messy Jessie. Isn't that
Oh,
something?
is she like clean?
Oh, yeah, but I worked with her. There were times when she got messed up. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just thinks, I just never thought of Messy Jessie, and I'm pretty usually good with nicknames, man.
Well, yeah, well,
Although
we
I
know
don't,
that from the introductions you've been doing these last couple of
well,
shows.
there's a reason you were a psycho Christian Vicious. There's a reason why I was paying tribute to Sid Udy, who passed away today, the wrestler known as Psycho Sid or Sid Vicious. So I was doing a little tribute to Sid, who we just found out today passed away at 63 from cancer that nobody knew he had. It was one of those things. So
Oh,
there you go.
he pulled a
Yep,
Norm Macdonald where he just kept it a secret from everybody.
maybe I believe so. Yeah, which a lot of people do. And who can blame them?
Yeah.
Just don't go out anymore. Just disappear. You know what I mean? Just if you don't, just whatever, just lay low and eventually die. And people remember you that way instead of, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I don't
whatever.
think Norm laid low. I think he kept doing stuff and then at the end, then he just died one day. I mean, not just one day, but
Well,
I
you're
think
right.
he stayed out and was
Yeah.
doing stuff right till the end, but kept it a
Alex
secret,
Trebek
supposedly.
did the same thing. Alex Trebek, but everybody knew he was sick though.
Yeah.
But he
But
did the
he
same thing.
worked pretty much right to the, yeah. Crazy.
Isn't that something?
So what
Worked
is
until he
your,
died?
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no, I'm full of nothing over here. What's another slasher? Is that what you were getting at?
yeah. Sorry.
There
Trying to keep us going.
you go. I feel you. Okay, I wanted to talk about this one because it's so odd and not many people have seen it. I don't believe, and it's called Deep in the Woods. It's from the year 2000, and it comes to us from France. And it's when you look at the cover, it has that look on it too, like Scream era. You know what I mean? I hope I'm not confusing this with the pool, at least for the cover I'm saying, because the pool is a similar thing. But anyway, 2000. This is interesting. It's different because they have the two guys and three girls, and they're actors, and they get summoned to go to this place and entertain at this mansion for a group of two, and it's a young boy and his father, and neither of them are normal, right? In the meantime, there's a raper who's apparently striking in the area, and it's discussed, and people are trying to find out who it is. And Um, it's just different because, like, here's an example. This girl comes out of the shower, so goes in there, takes a shower. She comes out, and she's in like a dreamlike type thing, almost like a fog. And it's weird. It's like, is this even a slasher or is it some art house supernatural thing? Because something happened earlier that could be kind of it could be taken either way. So I'm 45 minutes in and I'm like, is this a slasher or what's going on here? And then all of a sudden we get a kill. And then, a couple other good things. We get an emotional kill from somebody else between two people. And we have a big bad wolf killer. Honestly, I there's some
What?
artsy stuff. This is the thing. There's some artsy stuff with the dreams and stuff, and there's a lot of peephole stuff, looking through a peephole, and a reveal that I didn't see coming. But we do get some cool things. It keeps you guessing. Someone gets burned by acid, a good kill. There's an impaling. Um, the end loses me, but I like the style anyway. And I'm not recommending this as a list worthy. It's one of those that I'm recommending. It's just a mild rumble, but I'm telling people to seek it out and watch it anyway, just because of it being an odd duck. And just
I
check it out.
haven't
That's all
heard
I
it.
can say.
Deep in the Woods,
Yeah, deep in the woods. Yeah,
Mild
but it's
Rumble.
worth your time. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
yeah, it's
even.
not making a list, but it's better than some Tubi movie you're gonna watch instead. Just watch this if you can. You know, that's it. There you go. But yeah, that's the one.
Speaking of some Tubi movie, I this is another one I'd never watched before. I've seen the cover, but I never watched it. It's called Grotesque. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've seen this one,
I
but
think
it's
so.
the
Yeah.
one where the when it's Linda Blair's in it, and she goes up to her dad's like a special effects movie makeup guy, and it starts with a movie set, and there's like a gore scene on there, and everybody they're watching the screening, and he's getting praise, and like there's going to be a raise in this for you, as if that's what producers do when they see a good special effect on the screen. They offer raises to the guy that's just doing his job. But that was one of the lines of dialogue, and um, he's like, "Oh, great!" And he's like, "What are you going to do?" I'm going up for going up to the up north for the weekend or whatnot. And Linda Blair and her friend go up north, and then they're passed by a group of crazed punks who, for no reason, are just driving wackily on the road and start yelling out the window like, "We're gonna get you!" And they do. They decide to attack the house and kill the family, and they're about to get away with everything until they realize that there's a crazy, deformed monster in the house that decides to start hunting them down and kill them one by one. And I would
Man,
say that it is half a good
it sounds
movie
great.
and half a
Yeah.
terrible movie. So, um, it problem is it starts off pretty decently. The punks totally overact, and they're totally like right out of a movie. Nothing about them screams realistic at all. But with the family dynamic, the dad, he's trying to tease the kids. Like she's having her friend over, he scares them in a monster outfit and whatever. There's that dynamic, and it's kind of fun, and they're establishing things. But it starts falling apart well before the halfway point, and it just gets more and more ludicrous as the monster, because it's pretty much the monster's on the loose from about 35 minutes in, 40 minutes in, and then you have the rest of the
Right.
movie to go, and it just sort of drags along to the conclusion. I'm not saying that there's not some little surprises here and there, but it is pretty much a massive swing and a miss. I can't necessarily recommend it. Some people would probably go that this is absolutely terrible. No, that would be, other movies that we discussed beforehand. I'd say this is, maybe a mild rumble, curiosity sake, completist. Check it out. Otherwise, avoid.
You know, that's what I expected, and I did not watch it. But that's
Yeah.
what I expected it to be. So you could have just talked me into watching it. But basically, like I said, that's and I love Linda Blair. So there was part of me that wanted to watch it just because
Yeah.
of that. and I didn't. But it's like that. That's what you're saying is basically most of the reviews that are out there.
It
Is
had it. You
average.
could see it had some potential, but it's almost like it fell apart at the end. And the demented, the deformed creature looks a little ridiculous. I mean, it's passable, but a little ridiculous. And he's like wearing blue overalls or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just, I don't know. I just wish there was like a little bit more mystery. And then it ends even more bizarrely uh,
Yeah.
with the brother-in-law coming, finding out what's happened, and then getting his just desserts for the final curtain closer, I guess. But it's a little bit more. I watched the whole thing, you know, like I said, but I can't recommend it to anybody unless you are, a completist, a Linda Blair completist, whatever it may be. But I otherwise avoid.
Let me ask you this: how did Linda Blair look? Did you
Cute,
find her?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. She looked like
because I'm
her usual Linda
okay.
Blairisms. I think this is right before she did Repossessed. This is like '88. It
Uh,
seemed a little late in the game,
right,
to be
it's
honest.
88. Well, that's what I was gonna bring up because she did the Hell Night in 81. And she was cute then. And I'm thinking, okay, this is 7 years later. Um, Basically, what I know about Linda Blair is there was some hard partying during that time period. So that's why I asked about her condition. Not so much did you think she was hot? It was more of a question of did she look as if, she's been having some hard living. But you said she
Nope.
looked cute, so
No, she looked
guessing
good,
the answer
and
is no.
not the downfall, but the reality is she's definitely more secondary. You think she's going to be
Yeah, see,
more in the four, and
isn't she on the
and
cover and top billed?
like, well,
Yeah,
of course it's her name. They're trying to sell her name, but she's definitely
right.
more of a secondary character for sure.
And she's on the cover, like, look, grotesque.
Yeah.
It's her, you know. The so yeah, I guess just the picture always turned me off. It just looked like freaking a biker gang and some other thing, and these thugs. You ever look at this freaking thing? Look at you
Yeah.
got four hunters with guns in the corner here. I don't know
I like
what
the
this
I like
looks
the one that's
like.
on Tubi a little bit
There's
more so,
this,
but it's just like more of the monster face. But the monster itself looks a
yeah.
little weird. They kind of hide it in the cover a bit, but the punks overact in every sequence they're in. Like these are movie punks
Who's
through and through. No redeeming
that? Flea?
qualities. Like yeah, it
Doesn't look
looks
like
like
Flea,
him.
that one
Yeah,
guy.
it does look like.
That's a cartoon flea.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh shoot. Well, I'm gonna skip it, but I also kind of want to watch it because I just want to like I like Linda Blair in this time period, and I'm curious, and it's a slasher. So, oh, what's her name is in it too, and I like her, that actress. Um, oh, Donna Wilkes, is that her name?
But
Either way,
she's
this girl
cute too.
here.
Both girls are cute. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this girl here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her too. So you know what? Maybe I'll just watch it for a kick. Maybe that's what I'll do if I have time, but if not, I'll do it after we finish 250. Just to fill.
Uh,
See, remember what you said earlier about you're gonna feel empty because you've been filling up this and this with slashers? Well, maybe I can still do a few, almost like I do
there you
Fringe
go.
February. You know what I mean?
Well, we might have a
I'll
list
do
from Carly, Dave Parker, and JP of ones that we haven't that are not on ours too. So who knows?
oh, you mean Gregor Mortis?
Gregor Mortis. Who did I? Oh, I said
Not
Dave
Dave
Parker.
Parker.
Gregor Mortis.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, fuck you,
Yeah.
Dave.
I
I'm kidding, Parker.
I talked to Greg today about the slashers, and he got excited when I told him that Wolf Creek counted because he had the rules wrong. He thought that after two it didn't count. I said, no, 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 the Wolf Creeks count. He's like, oh, cool. And he says, do the strangers count? I said no. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
oh, oh, oh.
I was thinking of making it harder. Or I know we've talked about it on the show and making it like anything. Like even if it was three, Wolf Creek would have been out because it had the TV show.
Right. That's why he asked because of the TV show, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And I go, no, you're good. He goes, I thought it was more than. I said, no, it's three. You're good. There was something else. So he's asking about some other ones, and he was asking me about some Jalo before, and I go, hey, ultimately. Then he asked me about Black Christmas. He goes, there's three of them. I said, yeah, but three's okay. Three's the number. So whichever one you want to put on your list. Imagine that. Imagine if, could you imagine if somebody had a number one of Black Christmas, but it wasn't from 74? It was either of the other two.
Well,
Does anybody in the world?
I know some people like that like the 2006 one. I mean, I like that 2006 one. I didn't like it at first. I still have a big problem with it, the whole setup and
Yeah,
everything
it's
like that.
okay.
But the girls are attractive and the kills are
Boy,
over
are
the
they.
top. It's fucking
Yes.
gruesome. So for
Yeah,
not being related to the first movie at all, other than in name and having the cameo and the
right.
sorority, other than that, I mean, if it was just a Christmas slasher movie, I think I'd enjoy it more. But having it part like being Black Christmas almost dampers my enjoyment of it.
The climax hurt it. You never want your climax to hurt your film. And that by the time the climax rolls around, you're disinterested. At least that was my takeaway, you know? So I don't know. But hey, okay, what else do I have here? What else do I have? I do have a bunch. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. I was looking something else up. Okay, you're the slasher too. Okay. So sorry.
That's fine.
This thing got all crazy on me. Okay, we talked about that. We talked about that. Okay. So, how many more do we have?
Five more.
Two,
Or you might have
three,
six more
four.
because I went first. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do everything, so I'm going to try to. Okay. So here's what I will do. I'll do ones for sure that I want to talk about. Okay, here you go. From 1981, Strange Behavior, aka Dead Kids. Interesting,
Yeah.
different. Um, just okay. Not bad. Not a bad movie, but uh, it's weird because I can't say anything if you haven't seen it without. Actually, it's not even spoiler. I thought that there was a giveaway of the killer right in the beginning, but as the movie goes on, you found out, oh, okay, anybody can be the killer in this movie, and they're made to kill, and it's almost like I don't want to say a mad scientist type thing, but there's kids partying, and there it's a costume party. Why they never mention Halloween, so I'm not sure why they're in the costume. And there are some ridiculous things going on. There's a dance scene to the song "Lightning Striking Again," and they're actually like freaking lining up. And I don't want to say line dancing, but it's definitely choreographed. So there's different things going on like that in the movie that just randomly, and it's kind of funny in that way, but it's definitely different. And but there are a couple good stabbings. And
It's a slasher. For whatever reason, I didn't think it was.
well, it's because here's why. It's marketed as almost like a supernatural because it how can I say this? I think it's okay to be considered a slasher. It's a decent story, but not a great slasher. Not a great representation of a slasher. I'll say that. But it's still, you know, kids killing others and in different ways. It's really
Yeah.
funny because the guy is stabbing the one girl in this one scene and she ends up in the water. And when she's in the water, she's yelling, I can't swim to the killer. He's trying to kill her. Why would she tell him that? So there's a couple of ridiculous things. I don't know, but there's small town investigating. It doesn't get too bad. And we find out that there's experiments going on, and we learn about the main kid whose father is the cop, and it is a mystery. Like I said, it's an interesting enough story. I'm not saying run right out, and you got to check it out. I give it like a 6. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's another one of those curious movies. It's different, and it's if you're a slasher enthusiast, I would say to check it out. It's and literally in this movie, one of your favorite lines, somebody says that it's a sleepy little town in the
Awesome.
movie. Isn't that great? Yeah, they actually it's a
I
part of dialogue.
I haven't seen this since VHS. Like I watched this, but way back. Like so, we're talking about late teens, early 20s for me, as in my age, not.
Right.
The years.
But well, yeah, I know that. Shoot, yeah. But Louise Fletcher's in it too. So
Yeah.
it's always nice to see her, but it really centers about this one kid, and he's trying to apply for college, and his father doesn't want him to go to stay local. He wants him to go away, and like I said, it is a sleepy little town, and it has that small town feel. And there's investigation, and everybody knows each other, and it's cool because ultimately this kid shows up to this lab, and it's eventually they're doing all this different stuff there. Some people are losing weight as a result of this and that. They're just doing different type of experiments, and they're paying kids to do it. And he's given a pill, and things happen. So it's just different. It really is typical 80s type horror, though. So I'd say
I'll
check
check.
it out. It's not special, but it's 1981.
Worth checking.
It's if you've never seen it, yeah, it's worth checking out. Bottom line, yep.
Or revisiting in my case. Yeah, no, I'll do. I don't know if I'll get it
Yeah.
done for the show, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hmm.
Despite what we talked about last week, I decided to watch Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Part 2, which I did watch when it came out. And I gave it a fairly not decent review, but middling review because I think of the gore, but it is terrible.
Yeah. So apparently, here we are again. Here we are again. This is kind of cool though, in a way, where a Christian had problems with his internet, and we're here for part two.
I had my problems with the internet last night because my son was having his birthday. Well, a couple of friends were sleeping over for his birthday. This guy had like a 4-day birthday. It's fantastic, and I guess they're
Nice.
streaming heavily. We recorded for a whole hour, no problems, and all of a sudden it just died. And then I got it booted back up, so I figured, okay, we should be good. Died again. I'm like, I'm not going through this over and over and over again. So figured tonight there should be nothing and we should be smooth sailing. So I was about to talk about, and I probably did talk about Nobody Sleeps in the Woods part 2, but only I heard it because Dave froze. I froze for Dave. So I don't know what was recorded and what wasn't. At the end of the day, avoid the movie. The first one is good. I think you agreed that you liked the first one too. And then we froze.
Yes.
And the second one is exactly what everybody says. It's got a couple of okay gory moments because it's directed by the same guy. But he ended up doing that way better movie the year later, Hell Ho. Hell Ho. Oh my God.
That's hell ho. Hell ho. Get your ass
Hell
over here. Come
Hole,
on.
which was fantastic. And I don't know what, I think this was just a cheap jack sequel. I guess someone said, hey, let's do a quick follow up. And he did. Uh, and like the monsters from part 1 are inexplicably in jail at the beginning of part 2 or something like that. And then this
Yeah,
cop brings the girl
ridiculous.
back and they find the meteor under the bed. And I don't know, why is there a meteor under the bed? Because
Yeah.
that was a flashback that happened like when they were boys, little boys. I mean,
Uh,
I don't know what was going on, what they were thinking. None of it made sense, really. And then it turns her into a monster. And then she goes and turns the geeky cop into a monster. And then they make love and kill together. And then she
Making
gets killed.
love.
Yeah, it's such a bizarro sequel to a very solid first movie. So I it's on Netflix. I mean, you can check it out if you want to, but it's a very, very steep drop off and not recommended at all.
There you go. And as that's what I expected, that's why I skipped it. And speaking of making love, uh, how about that Friday 2 situation? The 4K is coming out. You said you sent me the thing, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's in the UK. So in the States at
Right.
first, it's coming out in that package that we talked about, that Paramount pack. And then in the UK, they're releasing it in 4K for whatever reason. I don't know why we're getting it, but it seems like it's a generic 4K, very similar to like, I guess what the Nightmare on Elm Street one's going to be.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be the first guy to buy either of them because I want to see. They're a little suspect to me. I don't see any specs. I don't. It seems a little weird to me. And when I looked at the websites, I was seeing different things for that nightmare thing. So I'm gonna hold off on all of it and see. And then, but you said Friday too. That that's not the one showing up. That's showing up in the Paramount thing.
Yeah, that
Is
was the
that
only
what
way
you?
you can get it in US is that they put it packaged with all those other movies in that Paramount 4K pack. And then so like I don't understand like eventually it will come out on its own here, but since 4K is region free, anybody that wants it's just going to go grab that UK one.
But, but, as badly as I want it, and I'm saying this because I just watched My Bloody Valentine the other day, the 4K,
Yeah.
right? And I have seen the restored footage go from the DVD, which I think was probably put out in like 2005 or something like that, 2006, which was the first time we saw the deleted stuff unearthed, as they say, and it was very raw back then. It still looked like VHS, and the subsequent releases from Scream since they put it on Blue, it's just improved each and every time. So I watched the 4K, and I will tell you that 75% of it you can't even tell that it's been restored. That's how damn good it looks. I don't know if you've watched yours yet, but man, My Buddy Valentine came up recently and I watched it. I was able to take the wrap off the 4K and say, okay, I can watch it. And man, they just keep getting better and better. So, because Scream Factory did it there, I'm just hoping that they could find a way. That's who I want to release it. Scream with the restored stuff in there. That's what they got to do. And now, boy, oh
Yeah.
boy, then I'll buy it. They could charge me $50. I would pay it. How about that?
Well, they probably will. I don't know if they'll get the rights. Who knows? I mean, they had the rights for they had the rights to put that package together. So I think they got that baked footage too late. I think we talked about this already. That's why they couldn't maybe
Yeah.
try to composite it back together. Maybe that's a rights thing as well. Who knows? But if they're able to do it and they're able to, get Victor Miller to, not Victor Miller, Fred Mancini, like to do, if he has the original audio, like the original tracks for it, they should be able to pop those tracks back on. It might be without some of the sound effects though.
Oh, you mean Harry Manfredini?
Yeah. What did I say?
You said
Because
Freddie Mancini or
I
something. I
don't know
don't know.
what the fuck. I'm a fuck. Yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
Jesus.
Freddie Mancini. It sounds like a character like the Jerky Boys would have. Ah, Freddie Mancini. What are you
Yeah.
doing there, sugar tits? You
Yeah.
know?
Fred,
Freddie Mancini.
Fred Mancini.
Well,
Where the
here's what you're
fuck did that
confusing me
name
with.
came from?
I know where it came from. It came from Manfredi, which is what you've always called Manfredini, and it came from Frank Mancuso. And you kind of combine Mancuso to Mancini and Freddie and
I
threw it in
call him
there.
Victor
That's how
Miller
I think
first.
it
So
happened.
who the fuck knows what's going on in my head right now? Oh
I
man.
don't know, dude, but they can do it and they can do it. I would even take it, and I know this is going to be blasphemous to some people, but I would, if they had no other way to do it, I would be okay if they AI'd freaking stuff as long as it looked better than it looked before. Because I've seen some AI upscale things where the face is more, it looks, I'll tell you where I've saw it. I'll come correct. I've seen it in porno. I've seen porn get
Come
because they'll
correct.
advertise it
You
in
sure
some
did
of the
come
videos. It'll
correct.
say AI, yeah, exactly. AI face something it says or upscaled. Now, if I could see it AI and I'm watching and I could tell a little bit that they did it that way, but it still looks a hell of a lot better than it did on VHS or VHS quality or DVD low quality, which you usually see in a lot of uploaded porn. So if they can do it there, why could they not do it here? Come on, this is
They can
studio
do it.
stuff.
They can do it. I mean,
Yeah.
James Cameron did all his movies with it, like AI enhanced 4K or suppose, and that's why some purists are pissed off about it. And he's like, get a job, one of those comebacks or whatever. Like, Like it's happening. And I mentioned on the show, I said, this is what we're going to see AI. I'm all for AI restoration when it's like exactly for this purpose, like to get that
Right.
Friday 2
Correct.
footage looking great, matching the My Bloody Valentine footage, whatever it may be. If it's been
Yeah.
lost to the elements, they find it and yeah, why not? I like he used it to get rid of grain in the movie, and that was what everybody was getting uppity about. Ah, fuck it. Like, I mean, I'm
They
fine
were
with it.
getting uppity about that. That's
Yeah.
fixing it. I mean, that's like, you know what we've said this before. CGI is best used when it's used to assist other things that are already there, where it isn't front and center, which but it's kept in the dark and it's used to assist it. It's the same thing with something like AI. You could do it. Why not? Why is AI so evil and CGI more accepted? Even though, granted, you and I and most people, we have critique about a lot of CGI, but still, you know what I mean? It seems to be like AI is like a dirty word or dirty letters, if you will.
But yeah,
I don't know.
it's all got
I wouldn't
bunched in.
mind
Like I
seeing
said,
it.
it's been bunched into a bunch of different things, and yeah, it's become like evil, and it's like unpure and whatever. You know what? We're gonna get the George Lucas Star Wars treatment on every movie. Trust me, it's going to be used like everywhere soon. Like all these restorations are going to incorporate AI even more so because I'm sure it's in some form or another was being
Maybe.
used. It was hushed just because AI has become such a buzzword in the last year and a half.
Right.
I mean, it's been around for a long time, but more so in the last year and a half because of all these photo enhanced apps and this, that, and the other thing.
It's very demonized though. It seems to
Yeah,
be. It's almost like the word woke. Woke was started off as one thing, and now it's like very people use it just to, as a negative connotation for things. And it's the same thing with AI. I think here's the thing. I think people take film way too seriously. I think people take the arts, and I love it more than anybody, or as much as anybody. I love music. I love movies. However, if
yeah,
somebody wants to tinker and do something and remaster something, I can't stand when a group re-records vocals in the 2020s for a song from the 70s or 80s. I don't like that, but as long as they don't wipe out what already exists, then I don't have a problem with it. But
yeah,
sometimes they do. And I think there is some fear there. So maybe that's why some people do take it seriously because we don't want things erased. But certain songs you can't find the old version anywhere. You can find it on like YouTube. But if you want to go and stream it on like iTunes or Spotify or something like that, it's the one that the artist intentionally has there now. And I could
yeah.
name like, examples of songs where it's happened and they re-recorded the vocals or they took something out of the song or they shortened it. It is what it is, but you know, I think as long as they don't take anything away, I say go for it. I think AI could help as CGI has. It's just
Yeah,
people like
how
to
to use it
vilify certain things.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and we know that. I mean, how we talk like we've said many a times in extremes and with passion and whatnot. But no, it gets frustrating because there's like
Yeah.
there's the people that hate everything, and then there's the just as bad the people that fucking love everything. That everything that comes out it's fantastic. I mean, I don't know why
Right.
that bothers me because I kind of I think I'm just normal. I feel like I feel like I could sit in the middle and go, hey, that
I agree.
sucks. That sucks. That's awesome. And I mean, I will say, oh my God, I'm shocked you love that. Doesn't mean I think you're a fucking piece of shit for loving it, but I'm fucking shocked because it's like, Nightmare Weekend or whatever it may be. But Jason Smith just mentioned that he adores House 2. I'm like, who the fuck adores House 2? But he
Some
does.
people
He
do.
adores House 2. And so fine. I mean,
That's
I was just like,
okay.
it kind of shocked me. I was like, okay. Like I get a chuckle out of Cliff from Cheers showing up and saying, "Oh, looks like you got like an alternate dimension in there or something," and then showing his card saying like electrician and adventurer, and then that's where it ends for me. That part I get a chuckle out of. I think it's funny, and then I can't take that little glowworm thing and everything else that follows suit.
Oh,
Yeah, the movie's garbage, and that's okay. But don't
I'm with
vilify
you.
me
All
for
right.
saying that, and I'm not saying that you're an asshole for liking it. I might question it a little
No,
bit, but I mean
no.
that's that's it.
Here,
But it's you get
you
these
know what?
extremes, like the people that love everything. Oh, I can't. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we all can't wait for certain things, but it just is like the the absolute love. It's that one extra extreme, and I don't know why that bothers me because it shouldn't bother me. You figure I want to love everything too, but it just seems to be this other take. It's I guess it's the extremes, just like anything, politics or whatever. The extremes bug me.
There you go. I'm with you. And it bugs me if somebody hates everything too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So
Yeah, exactly.
that's it. That's just it. So why contradict yourself? It's just like I say about Christmas and Halloween. I don't want to see Christmas decorations before December. I do not. Therefore, even though I love Halloween much more, I think I would consider myself an ass if I said, well, Christmas can only be for a month, but Halloween gets 3 months. That's not fair. I try to freaking be not contradictory and say, hey, if Christmas is a month, guess what? I don't want to see Halloween stuff before October. As soon as October 1st hits, party mania. It's spooky season. It's all that stuff.
I
See, all right,
I'm
but
with you
it's
too. I'm with you, and again, this is why.
there you go.
Again, to each their own. We've always said it.
Yeah,
I saw a
brother.
post today on ABC's of Hidden Horror, not from Jamie or Brian, but from someone posted on their page. 70, they're participating in the 75 days of Halloween, and they're starting to watch. I mean, don't we do that all the time? We've been participating in the 365 ad nauseum days of Halloween because we've been watching horror movies every fucking night, every day of our fucking lives. Like, I mean,
Most of the time,
that's what it's called, a horror fan.
brother. Correct. I'm with you because it does bring again. Some people get upset about it because it's what do they call it? They call it amateur month or something like that. And I can see that to a degree. But part of me says I'm happy that everybody's excited and jazzed about Halloween and horror movies. So I can't really shit on it. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But in the same breath, I can also say,
Yeah,
but I wish they would just wait till October. I don't want to hear when it's 88 effing degrees outside right now.
yeah, what?
The
Yeah,
last thing I want to hear about is anything that has to do with the cold. Even football. Granted, I do pay attention to preseason, but it's just I'm not ready. I want to enjoy the summer. I still want to enjoy the sun and think about the sun. I don't want to think about freaking cold wind and freaking crumpled leaves blowing in the street and the smell of fall. I know some people dig it. I like summer and summer spring. That's what I like. Again,
it's summer
each their
sausage.
own.
Yeah. But anyway, we're not going to do a whole new show opening just because we got derailed.
No,
Uh,
you're right. We did. You're right.
we we probably
Yeah,
could go into our features, but I think it wouldn't be fair because I think I started with the slasher, so you should at least do one more slasher if you've got one more.
no, are you kidding me? I got like 8 more. I mean, I
Oh,
got slashers.
I,
You know what I mean?
okay, okay.
I got slashers, man. But here's what I'll do. What can I do if I'm going to shorten it now?
Well, no, you
I
don't
guess
have
I
to
don't
show.
have
I
to talk
thought for
about
whatever
Halloween.
reason, why don't we do two more each then? Well, three for you
Okay,
then.
so now I gotta. Okay, 3 for me. Okay, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Wait, no,
think I
two
can
for
do
you.
that. Okay,
I'm joking.
2 for me.
I'm joking. I'm
Okay,
joking. I'm joking.
I'm doing the best I can here. Okay. See, I want to talk about this one quickly because I talked about the other
Well,
one last
talk
time.
about
I'll
it.
just say this real quick. Wolf Creek 2. Wolf Creek 2 came up. I enjoyed it. This is more of a slasher in the typical slasher sense than the first one. I don't enjoy it as much. I still enjoy the movie. I still like all the time we spend with Mick because he's freaking great. I like his lines. I like, the setup with the German kids and everything else
Yeah.
and what goes on with them. And again, there's a long car chase. There's it, it-
You care
everything with
about the
him
characters?
takes, yeah, it takes a long time. Yeah, it isn't just bump them off and freaking slit somebody's throat or snap their neck, heaven forbid, and it's over. You know what I mean? It's there's chases involved. There's more stakes, and
He likes
that's
to
what I
play with his
like.
food.
You know? Yeah, he does. But it works. I do enjoy it. It's again, it's not on the level of the other, but it is in contention. And it is fun,
Agreed.
and none of the stuff really bothers me that maybe some things might have bothered some people. Again, the kind of humor, there is a difference. He's making himself laugh. He's not, it's different. Like watch him and then watch Freddy, and you'll see the difference with the line.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all I can say is, yeah, it's different, and I'm okay with it this way. So I'll just say that
What do you
real
think
quick
about
that
the
I
ending?
also
The ending
enjoyed it.
is the only questionable thing. I'm not saying I disliked it because I said that it was I actually think it's a contender and I think it's on par. I like them almost equally. But the ending, it's almost like that's his MO. He likes to let one person go to tell the tale.
Yeah, I don't
Kind
like
of like
that.
Mickey and Mallory.
Right to tell the tale. Right.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That seemed like it was kind of forced. Why does that have to happen again? Why can't he just kill
Yeah.
people? You know what I mean? He has them, and especially that guy in that situation, which was enjoyable when he had that stuff going on. And it's
Yeah.
well made. There's cool shots. Some things are unbelievable. Where did he get a semi from? They don't explain where he got the semi from. Some things in this movie, some things went a little bit too far. Not too far where it's a complete ridiculous, but you know, it's not on the level of the first one. But damn, I enjoyed it. So there you go. That's that one. And you know,
Awesome.
there you go. So you got more, right?
Yep, yep, yep. So I'll talk about Torso. So I rewatched Torso. I
Oh,
really wanted to wait till I got my 4K, but I have this based on when it's going to be released. It could be pretty much right up to
mhm,
the day that we're going to record, or might even be in
right.
between. If we split the recordings up like we're planning, it might even be in between, which is not going to help me. So I needed to rewatch it for the show. So I rewatched my Blu-ray, and I watched the Italian version, which is a little longer. Don't think it's gorier. I think remember, if you remember when we actually reviewed it or talked about it on the show, and I was talking about this Italian guy that was talking found the girl, and he was talking about, he's like, oh, he was like, "Whoa, what were you doing out here?" It's like, "Oh, I'm kind of embarrassed, but I was like taking a crap. I was taking a shit, or whatever like that." That's not in the American release at all,
Right.
and for whatever reason, that's the only scene I remember that was different. But I'm
Huh.
sure there's other things that were in there because it's a few minutes longer. Um, but yeah, I was a little. It's set up. It's Look. The director's known for giallo, so it's set up kind of like a giallo, but there's next to no. I'm not saying there's no mystery. There's a mystery, but there's a mystery in slashers too. There's just no police detective work other than the introduction of it, which they get away from right away. It's like this guy's like, "We're on the case. We're going to be looking for them, or whatever," and then the girls hightail it to like that villa things, and they're gone. And so that's
Right.
why I think I agree that it's a slasher more. Whereas I find Bay of Blood, this one, and Pieces, all slashers, but they've been
Fair.
mentioned as being giallo as well. And I am going to rewatch Dress to Kill because as much as it's stealing from the giallo again, A, it gives me an excuse to watch my 4K, so it's fine. And then B, I really want to watch it again because I've read things that say it's a slasher, but I think they're saying that because it's an American movie that came out in the slasher time frame. However, I so be it because I talked about Night School, and that one definitely falls more into the giallo category, but I'm considered it a slasher as well.
I just watched it as well. I did just watch it.
Night
So
School,
I'm with you. It is. Yes, I just
yeah,
watched Night School last week. So again, it's not making the list, but there's too many cutaway kills. It's kind of my big problem with it. I wish we could have seen more.
a
But
few
we
more
just
kills,
don't.
yeah.
He's got a great weapon. We're talking about beheadings, and we don't get
Yeah.
to see them happen. We just see after effects and cutaways, and I'm like, why? So anyway, not to get on that whole thing,
No,
but
that's okay.
that's
But
how I
I'm
feel
just
about
saying,
that
I
one.
mean, we
I
can
like it.
talk blue in the face again about what's a slasher, what's not a slasher, which is giallo, what's not a giallo.
Well,
But again, some people will say no, Torso is a giallo. You guys are wrong, and that's okay. People are going to say it, but I agree with you. I think it should be kept in the. I think it could be separated.
Yeah.
I think the reason is it's Italian and it's Sergio Martino. I think that's the reason why, uh, and it doesn't go beyond that. No different. Like I'm going to watch. I put New York Ripper back on the list because I want to just see how much that is because I really do think that falls in the slasher category more than giallo again as well.
Hmm.
So I
Ah, man. I've watched it like 3 times in the last 2 years, and I didn't think to add it. So I don't know.
and
It's
again,
hard to
no
say. I
one's no
never,
ones. I just know that it could possibly be a contender if I do consider it a slasher.
well, the thing is this. Maybe I will watch it
If
again,
it's
but I don't think
fringe,
I
it's
should have
fringe.
to. I
I
just,
mean, you know what I mean? Like if like if
yeah,
Wolf Creek, some people might say, well, Wolf Creek 2's a slasher, Wolf Creek 1's not really, or whatever, or The Strangers 1 isn't a slasher, or Inside's not a slasher. Some people say it is a slasher. So again, to each their own. There's going to be these fringe movies
right.
that make it, and that's okay. And but to get back to Torso, I beautiful women. I love the way it's filmed.
Boy.
I love the mask,
Yeah.
and it's gory, but it's funny. It's gory, but you actually think you see more than you actually do. It has that effect even upon rewatch.
Mm,
I remembered. I thought that like when he like uses that saw and he cuts him. I thought you saw way more than you do. You do, but you're seeing movement. It's movement, editing.
right.
Yes, a little bit of skin contact, and then you see like him move a body part or whatever. It's just beautifully constructed, like almost like a choreographed dance in the sense of the murder. As crazy as that may sound, I think Argento like that, like you know how he staged his murders.
Yeah.
It's almost like in the editing there, with that. But I love it. It's definitely a contender for the list. I definitely consider it a slasher.
Hmm.
I was a little iffy at the beginning because also in a giallo they always focus on something. In this case,
The
it's the scarf.
beginning.
The scarf. Oh my God, it's the
Yeah.
black on red or the red on black. And that's very giallo like. But the rest of the movie's not really. It's,
Correct. The
yeah,
beginning is one thing, and you think about the killer's motivations in the beginning, they're different than typical slasher stuff. But then he like gets a taste for blood and just does his thing. And then that's
yeah.
well, that's slasher. It's just a guy going out there killing and doing his things. And it's like, we are being, I don't even want to say we're being liberal with it. I think we're just giving our honest opinion on what we watch it and we interpret it. But I mean, the ones that we're talking about, I agree with you. Bay of Blood and this and Torso, and those, yes, those are slashers. But like, I watch, or pardon me, I shouldn't say I watch, but I've looked at list, of course, doing all, and
Mm.
I'm sorry, I just, as much as I love Argento, I just do not consider freaking Tenebrae or Deep Red to be slashers. I see these pop up on lists, and they're not going to be on my list. I don't see them as slashers. I see them as freaking Jello. That's what
I
they
never
are
even considered them.
to me.
All of Argento's, I considered all of them Giallos. So I never even thought of it. I never thought twice about it, to be honest.
That's what
Just
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, I just like some of the Mario
Opera.
Bava
I
ones.
thought of
I didn't,
opera.
other than I did too, but then because when I rewatched it, but it's still you still have the detective factor to it. Um, and the other argument was that it's not, it isn't Phantom of the Opera, but it's based on that. But it's because I was going to say it would have been
Right.
disqualified from a Phantom of the Opera style. Um, anyway, we could talk in circles on this, and it'll probably come up on our next show.
Right, right.
So we can leave it for
I'm
that.
sure
I'm not going to
someone.
vilify anybody that puts it on there. If Greg Mortis comes out and he's
No,
got like every Argento on there, I'll be like, "Did you listen to the rules, motherfuck?" But I'm just kidding.
he won't. No, he
I'm
asked
joking,
me
Tim.
about what do you
I'm
think?
joking. Yeah,
Yeah, he seems to fall in line with our opinions on those things. And he
yeah.
watches a lot of Italian. So, but he seems to share most of our opinions on that stuff. So that's good. So, okay, I'll go on here now. I have been waiting for years to watch this movie, and I've never been able to get my hands on it or anything. And I don't know why. I always wanted to watch this one. I never saw it. It's from 2001. It's a German film called The Pool, aka Swimming Pool. And I've wanted to
Oh,
see this for so long.
I just saw that on a list today because I was like, let me see if there's any other ones. Is it worthy?
Yeah. Well, I'll just come up and say it's a seven. Sevens aren't
Okay,
making my list, but it's a good recommended slasher, and it's different. First of all, it's German, but everybody in it speaks English. It's not dubbed.
perfect.
You have people from the UK, you have people from Germany, you have people from the United States or Canada, maybe, in this with their accents, and they're all speaking. So here I am thinking, oh, for years I thought this was going
Japanese.
to be a German slasher
Yeah.
speaking German. Yeah, no Japanese. But it's kind of cool because, like I said, it's 2001, so it's kind of Scream inspired. And they almost like the opening scene, the girl's on the phone with somebody, and then she goes out and sees her boyfriend killed. And then, somewhat like Scream. There are a couple of things that are a little bit Screamy like, but um, you get some nice kills. It's the last day of school for all these kids, and they just took their final exam, and they're gonna go and party. And the American girl seems like she's gonna be the final girl. And you get this. All these kids are rich, right? And but this one girl doesn't have money like the other ones do, and so you're like, she's getting upset because she didn't do good on the exam, so she doesn't feel like celebrating. And then there's a suspect that I didn't think that they would kill so early that they did. So I was like, I would have let that one go a little while, but they end up getting. They go to this place. It's like this pool. Obviously, it's called the pool. Um, so they go to this place. It's like this really nice pool. There's like a bar and all this stuff, and they find a friend that can crack it open. They can sneak in there, and they go in there just to party. This one girl doesn't want to go in. It's a mystery thing. There's a couple good kills. There's water slide. There's a real good kill on a water slide because they have, like I said, this is
How
big
big is this
place,
pool? Like they don't
water
see the
slides
kid,
that come out.
people getting killed?
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like, I mean, the water slides are outside the house. It's actually like yeah, I can't even describe it. It's almost like it's a luxurious place, but the only
Okay.
place they're getting into is the pool and on the water slides. But there's other
Okay.
places there too. They're in the hallways and whatnot. So there is more. But again, I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to all that and what exactly it was. I just know they're going here and they're kids and it's a slasher. Let's see what happens. But there's some fun stuff. There's just like I said, there's a real great kill on a pool that I haven't seen before. It was cool. One guy says that he looks like a bucket of shit, which I find funny because that's a line from a Mel Brooks movie when he says, "You look like the piss boy," and he goes, "You look like a bucket of shit." So I've only seen it in two movies, but the guy said he looked like a bucket of shit.
It's gonna be a
Um,
callback. You
but
must be a Mel
once
Brooks fan.
maybe. Right. There's a good sequence when they're in the air vent trying to escape, some stuff like that. And then there's a boyfriend who may not be as great as everybody thinks he is, and like the American girl's dating him, and so you're like, is he a suspect? What's going on? There's a good surprise. Oh, no, there's not. I thought there was a good surprise kill that I didn't see coming, but like then I say it was Scream influenced. They freaking cheated it and they brought somebody back. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because it would have been cool because it was unexpected. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, someone's gonna do something and it's gonna be a real big help, and only they can do it without reasons I won't get into. But only it's like a last hope thing, and they get there and it looks like they achieve something, and then they get there and you see something coming at them, they're dead, and I was like, wow, that's cool. Then you don't see them again, and guess what? They come back in the freaking
Oh,
climax,
the final
which
reel.
it's yeah, it's yeah, the missing reel. It was now when the killer is revealed, I'm not entirely sure about the how I feel about it. It was a really good climax, but the reason was just kind of just wasn't enough for me. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see the reason of a slasher in a whodunit style, and just like, that doesn't really fly with me as much as it should. It's like, oh yeah, the reason is just not enough. So, but whatever, people are crazy, and they do sometimes
But
freaking
what about the reason
small
of
things.
pieces? He was putting together a puzzle. His mom interrupted him, so he just decided to pay ahead
They,
on it.
well, childhood trauma. I mean, yeah, he was crazy to begin with, and he has childhood trauma. But this guy, the killings are happening because he felt he kept getting rejected by freaking the girls he was hitting on, and everybody else was good enough to have a boy. But for whatever reason, he wasn't able to have a steady girlfriend. He got mad about it. I mean, come on, you're gonna kill everybody. But whatever. I guess it does happen in real life, so it could happen. So there you go. That's the pool. Check it out if you can.
Nice. All right,
Yep.
my last one. Are we doing one more each? Is that what we
I
said?
could do one more then if that's what you want to do. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I watched there's like I could talk about all these. I watched Nightmare again. I'll do Nightmare. I watched Nightmare again
Ah, okay.
and I was fairly bored with it. It is it's kind of like don't go into don't go into the house meets Maniac, but not near. I don't like it nearly as much as those either of those two. I actually like Don't Go in the House. I don't love it. I like it. I really like it or love Maniac. This one is kind of just kind of ho hum. There are some moments to it that work, but it's very long. And the notorious gore scenes, we get little snippets of it throughout this flashback that happens to him when he was young. This guy, Nightmare in a Diseased Mind, or whatever it was called, a damaged brain. Was that what it was called?
There you go. Yep,
Damaged brain.
damaged brain. Yeah.
And then we see it play out in full at the end once he's taken down. The end, 20 minutes, 50 minutes is great. It's great. Like that kid that never, that always called Wolf, and then no one would believe him. He comes to the rescue of his sisters, who really, ups the ante, and he ends up killing who ends up being his dad, or, or
Right.
yeah, his dad. I'm assuming his biological father. They never really explain that. They just sort of say it's his wife, or that she says that's my husband. So I just assume it's his biological father, but. Um, we know that he's been
True.
gone, whatever. So that's it. I mean, he's been experimented on in the sense of like he feels like he might be cured. The psychiatrist thinks he should be out. Check in. The second he's out, he pretty much goes crazy right away. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but goes to a
Yeah.
peep show that kind of
But still.
snaps him out, and then he goes pretty much crazy within a day. And then it just gets more and more progressively violent until the end. But like I said, the last 15, 20 minutes is really all you need to see. I'm not saying the movie's worthless by any means. It's just boring. So it's a mild rumble.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. I enjoyed it. But I think what I said when I did watch it was that I enjoy it more as a movie than a slasher. Is the way I felt. Like I enjoyed the story. I thought it was a dramatic piece about this person, and I enjoyed it for that. So for whatever reason, that stuff I was intrigued by, you found it boring, and that happens. But I was into that stuff. It was okay with me. But
He
again,
was good.
I
The
don't
main
know
guy
what's
was
going to happen
good.
with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was.
The
So
acting's
I
actually
might have
better
to
than you'd
watch it again.
expect. I'm sorry for, I know we have a
Yeah.
little bit of a delay and I'm talking
No.
over you like I always do anyway, but
Mm.
the acting is better than you would expect from this. I think this got like it was on the video Nazis, but I feel like it's got a weird reputation. I think because Savini sued to get his name taken off the credits. I think this is the movie because they had his name on the credits as
Oh yeah,
special effects director or whatever. He's like, I talked,
something.
I like, talked to the guy once or something like that, and that was it. So, and they were trying to use his name, I think, to propel the movie into a different realm. You know, I
True.
would too if I was the filmmakers, to be honest. But I try to do it
Yes, yes.
legitimately, not put the guy's name on for no reason. But anyway,
Right.
it's
Okay.
it's definitely worth checking out for some, but I think
Oh
others
yeah.
will be right in line with me. You'd have to watch it at least once, but I was underwhelmed.
Fair enough. Okay, well, speaking of underwhelmed, I'm gonna cheat, but I'm gonna be real quick on them. Watch this one here, 1984. I got the recommendation, not the recommendation from you. I became more aware of it because of you.
Oh,
Too scared
yeah,
to scream.
yeah.
Um, yeah, weird. Even that opening song, freaking, I'll be there. Whatever the hell, it was this long, dramatic song singing as this guy's getting ready for his job and putting his makeup on and whatever he does to make himself look dapper. And it was almost like it felt like it was 10 minutes long. This adult contemporary song. I'm like, what am I watching? Yes, it does go into killing. The guy is a doorman. We get an opening kill that's basic, but I like the way he was attacked. There was a good fake out. There was a couple good things in the beginning. I'm like, okay, let's see it's really an adult slasher. There's a lieutenant on the case. This guy has a weird mother who doesn't talk. Um, yeah, but there's so much downtime that doesn't need to be there. There's all this modeling stuff, and they're coming in there doing it. It got boring for a bit, and you get an interesting reveal at least at the end. But man, it kind of drug, and it was okay. The reveal was a little bit ahead of its time. 84. They did the same thing. They did a similar thing to this reveal, but in a more of a typical slasher way in uh give me a second. Hide and go shriek. If you remember the reveal that's done in there, it's
Yeah,
done a
yeah.
little bit like that. Or even like something maybe from a Jalo. But either way, I'm only giving it a 5.5, and I'm saying don't bother. I mean, it's a slasher-ish type movie from 1984, but it's very.
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
thought
a
it
whole
was,
lot of people are going to be into it.
again, it was my first time watch. I think that was what this whole
Me
point was
too.
to do. I thought it was sleazy. It had
Yes,
a couple good kills.
it was.
And so I was like, okay. And then that reveal. So I thought there was enough ingredients there.
Yeah,
It's by no means making the list. I think I was like,
it
I'm
was
only at
slow
like a
though.
six or so, six to maybe I went to 6.5. I don't know. But I mean, I was just there in the sense of like, wow,
Yeah,
that that was entertaining to me as opposed to like boring me or whatever or just offending me one way or the other. But I get it. I like that we're kind of in line, just we're like a notch
yeah,
a
right,
notch different ultimately. But I would say
right.
check it
That was
out to
probably a
people that
little
hadn't.
harder
That would be the difference.
as for a slasher enthusiast. Yes, fine to experience it. Fine, because it is a little bit of a different slasher, and it came out in the 80s. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's horrendous. Don't watch it or anything like that. I wouldn't. No. So anyway, and here's the last one. I just wanted to throw this out there because I enjoyed the first one, and this is the second one. This is from 2010, and there's one more to go. And man, what an overlooked freaking three movies! My Super Psycho Sweet 16 Part Two. I enjoy this. It's so cool because it picks up where the last one left off, and the school is down and out because they lost students and what's going on. And you're following the girl from the last movie whose father ended up being the killer, and what's going to happen to her. So she runs off to her estranged mother. She doesn't want to be in the town anymore, and then her estranged mother has a daughter and a family now. So she meets that she finds out she has a half sister. She's in the bitch club. But the more she gets to know this girl, the more she gets closer with her, and she starts seeing that her friends are just kind of using her. And so that now her and her half sister, they get close, and it's pretty cool. But they end up having a party for this girl's whatever, and it just so happens to be the Sweet 16 of our girl who's on the run from the first movie, but she doesn't. The party's not for that. It's for I forgot what it was for, but it's funny because they end up having this party and it ends up looking just like the last one in a way, which was inside of a bowling alley because it has a DJ and a dance floor there, and it's interesting. There's a couple cool kills. There's a couple things that I'm like, well, just like I said in that one movie where they would have been heard because they were right next to somebody. It was a good reveal. You'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. But obviously, how is this person not going to hear it? They're right there in the room. But it was still cool to see. The teen drama stuff is actually good. It might throw people off. They might not like it, but I thought it was written well. So I'm okay with that. And I was happy to see, a few kills going on there. Great ending, a nice reveal, and a good hook to go see the next one. So again, this one is also going to be a 7, which I think is what I gave their first one. But
Yeah.
damn, these MTV movies with music in them and teen drama. Yes, know what you're getting into, but they're slashers. They're nothing but slashers, and there's freaking slasher kills. Not a whole lot different than like the Scream TV show was, I guess, because that was
I
on
didn't even know
MTV as
those
well.
existed until we did the last slasher series, the top 50 slashers. And I remember JP was raving about this trilogy. I hated them.
Hmm.
Like I like they didn't even they're
Wow.
like all under like four or under. Like I hated all three of them.
Wow.
I remember that, so I didn't even put them on my list to revisit. I'm like, well, instead I watched Shadows Run Black and a bunch of other stinkeroos, Terror 10 Killer again and everything else, and I didn't watch these ones. But if I remember correctly, the third one doesn't end it on the same charm that the other two had. If you liked the other two, but don't. I mean, I don't. I'm going by memory, but I
Well,
didn't
I'll tell
like
you
any of
what.
them. Yeah,
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. The girl is in all three of them, so it's actually kind of cool that this girl is in all of them, and you know it's her. It's almost like Night of the Demons, how it's a trilogy, and nobody really talks about you know, what's her name? Being so great, Angela, because she's the killer in all of them. She never comes up in conversation, but she's freaking pretty cool, and she does, good kill. But I mean, this girl Lauren McKnight, who plays Sky Rotter, she's in all three of them, man. She's the freaking girl, and it's just like, I don't know if the third one is still pretty good. I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? This girl deserves some credit, just like Angela does from Night of the Demons. No one ever talks about her being in 3 movies because you know how easy it is to be a scream queen. All you got to do is survive 3 movies, and all of a sudden your label is one of the greats. Well, let's see what happens here. Now,
yeah.
granted, Angela's a killer, and Sky is not a killer; she's a survivor. But again, it's a final girl you don't hear about. So
No, definitely
hopefully,
not.
the third one is good. It's too bad you don't like them. I'd say try them
Yeah,
again, but I mean,
yeah, they didn't even, they were,
no,
I was actually like in awe
you hated them.
that they were
Wow.
that they were so highly regarded by JP at the time and others. I think it was the 22 Shots crew. I don't quote me on that, but
It
I think it
was.
kind of was. And I'm like, whoa, what am I missing? Like, but again, I don't always see eye to eye with a lot of people.
It happens. It happens. Sometimes you just don't want to see the teen MTV stuff in that
Well,
presentation. You just
I
don't
don't
like
really
it.
care
I
about
don't know
that.
what
Like
happens.
the the Fear Street ones, like
Oh,
I
love
have
them.
a
Yeah.
quibble of like the music wedged in and put in, but at the end of the
Right.
day, these are
You did.
like epic slasher films that deliver on the gore, even if they're CG enhanced. That's how you do CG then, because if they're
Right.
not practical kills and or they're a combination, they did it the best that some of the best I've seen for sure.
Right.
But anyway,
All right.
let's get to some of these new
Yeah. Let's
ones.
do this.
All right. We're
Good
going to
old
start with
2024.
Alien Rom. Sorry. I almost,
Rom-com?
yeah, rom-com. I almost choked on I burped and almost choked on it. Alien Romulus
Wow.
2024. And the description on the B, while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. And we know that this is directed by Fede Alvarez. And
Hmm.
I read one comment that I think sums it up. It's like a fan film made with a big budget. Now,
Hmm.
you can look at that as a slight, or you can look at that as a positive, but I kind of agree with it. As I was watching it, I went through so many different emotions. I was like, wow, this is great. oh wow, this is awesome.
Right.
Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like that. Oh no. Oh what? And then like I when it was the setup, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. I was like sitting there going, what's happening? And
As usual.
my buddy
Yeah.
turns to me. My buddy turns to me and goes, what why are they going up to space? I'm like, thank God. I'm like, I didn't want to bother you because there was also a packed theater, which was great. It was a really busy theater, and which I hadn't seen in a while, like packed. And like I said, I have no clue either. It's because they've got this fucking dildo UK guy with like a mush mouth, like spouting out dialogue. I couldn't
I
understand a word
know.
this guy said. Okay, you
I that
too.
was an issue.
So same with my buddy Darren, and he didn't know either. But we said, okay, it was some stupid excuse to go up and get something in space. You know, it always is a setup like that. I like that they spent some time with the characters, but I was like, this might be a little too much time, and I don't know what anybody's saying, and I don't know if I really like these characters. So that was iffy, but then they get up to space. I'll tell you one thing and then I'll stop talking for a bit. I love what he did and was able to achieve with the look of the film. Kudos to him.
Mhm.
From the production side of things, it was a melding, a mesh of Alien and Aliens. I thought he achieved that well. I know that he cherry picked certain things and people are talking about there's Easter eggs from all the different movies. So be it. That's where the ultimate fan film comes in. But I said from the look alone, it's like Alien meets Aliens. Okay, see, keep saying it like that.
Right.
I thought he did that well.
It's and I'm not as familiar with Aliens, having only seen it once, maybe twice, but I Alien is one of my favorites, so I've seen it many, many times. And I was immediately struck at how good everything looked. It looked like it was 1979. It looked like Alien to me. I'm like, wow, they really nailed this. The ship, the computer, the noises, all that stuff was done so well. And now for me, Fede did it again. And he's 3 for 3 with me. And the thing is this, it's almost like he did what we always say about if you're going to remake a movie, remake it just like he did with Evil Dead. He did it the right way. This could have fit. Evil Dead could have been a sequel. It could have taken place at any time. And they added new stuff, but at the same time, still tributed the original the right way. I think he did the same thing here with this movie. Granted, it's not a remake, but in the same vein, where it's a franchise film, and he's going to tribute the early films, and he's going to put his own spin. Now, granted, maybe it was a little bit too far, having a couple things happen where I guess the robot wasn't really necessary because that to me caused more confusion than anything. They could have just had a random robot,
But did you think they were
and
on
they
this?
even it got a little too on.
Sorry, we have a delay. Because I speak and then you stop like it's like
I
a
know we
half.
do.
Uh, did you think it was the same ship at first? Because I'm like, wait, the ship blew up. So how can that? Because that's what I thought they did. But I'm like, but he got his head knocked off, and then so I was like, I that it actually confused me at first too. Because I'm like, what are they trying to achieve here? But it's almost like the Terminator. It's like that's the model of android unit that he is or whatever like that, and he's on a different ship. But I'm like, well, that's just forced fan service. That
Because they CGI'd it. If they would have used someone else that was alive, another android, it would have been fine. But the problem here is this: you cannot have two androids looking alike that way because number one, they don't know about it. When they saw this android being there, looking like freaking Ash, but this guy's name is Rook. Okay, I mean, that's just not going to work. They were surprised by it. So it's like if they would have saw that guy out in the street wherever they're from or something and say, "Hey, Rook," and he turns around, "Oh, no, I'm Ash." I just don't think that would work. It doesn't seem like it makes sense that you would have them looking that way. You understand what I'm saying? It
no, I
shouldn't
don't.
have
I'm not
looked exactly
following.
the same way
I,
because then they couldn't have got a. Okay. See, and it's been so long since I've seen it, even though I saw it twice. And by the way, seeing it the second time helped a lot with all the stuff you already talked about because I was having trouble with the dialogue on the one UK guy, especially. And I'm like, and I still, even when I had the answer, I still had problems because number one, they're at work, right? all of a sudden 8 people can just leave work and just fly up into freaking space
Yeah,
anytime they want
that's
and
what we
go and
said.
grab these things that they
Exactly.
were.
We said the exact same thing. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was just kind of weird. Then they get up there, and then I thought they were stealing things to sell them to others, but no, they were stealing those pods because they wanted to take those pods and fly in them to go elsewhere where the sun was, because that's what they kept talking about going there. So they were going to go on some trip. Again, how they just can randomly do it, I don't know, but whatever. I mean, that isn't important. But the thing also is this: how would they be aware of this thing floating above them with the stuff in it? But the freaking company wouldn't be. The company that sent them up there in the first place. Who the hell are these guys? They didn't make it sound like they were some super hackers that, at least that I remember. It just seemed a little bit, but
Oh,
again, I am always confused in space movies in the
no, no,
beginning.
we agree.
I
I
don't get
don't
shit.
know. The setup was so, it felt, I said we spent a lot of time with them, but like then all of a sudden they're shooting off into space, and I had no clue as to why. I just enjoyed the visual delight that came thereafter, but it wasn't enough to carry it. It's a vapid film. That's the problem. I enjoyed it while I watched it. It's like junk food. And honestly, we went and had a beer after, and we started picking it apart. And we're like, we both came out saying we liked it, but the more we were talking about it, the more it was starting to fall down minutes after seeing the movie. The next day, I totally forgot about it. I didn't even think of the movie the next day, which I always think of the movie if I see it in the theater the next day. It's a vapid film, but it's fun to watch. There's a lot of cool things. They do a lot of fun things. And there's excitement. Like when the face huggers that's hanging behind you there jump down and they're all scurrying across
Awesome.
that thing. Amazing, amazing with the setup and the use of the finally someone actually taking the acid blood seriously. It was explained in the first movie, and it's like it's almost like it's forgotten about in the other ones. Like they talk about it a little bit. They get sprays on someone in Aliens, and he's like, ah, and whatever. And then that's it. This one it melts right down. They take full advantage of the acid for blood, which is fantastic. And they do that anti-gravity part where they have to sort of, it's like you're in a video game, you have to deke it out, whatever. A good set piece. I'm totally on board for that. I don't want to be like a total, jerk and say it was no, there were some great set pieces to the movie, but it felt so hollow and empty when all's said and done. And they wedged so many Easter eggs in. I didn't care about these characters. So the get away from her, you bitch, felt so fucking forced. And they wanted to make her a Ripley. They almost succeeded, but it also felt a little forced.
Okay, that I'll disagree on. To me, she was nothing like a Ripley, and it was more of a modern day presentation of a female that's just there. I was drawn to her right away. She had a great personality, easy on the eyes. Her relationship with her brother, whatever you want to call him, and he was great. His performance, Andy, was fantastic. Everything he did, especially the situations he was in when he had to do one thing and be one, and then he had another android piece in him, so he acted. Dude, all that stuff was so good. It was top notch. I just want to know. See, now I think it's great, and I had a lot of fun with it. I do have a couple problems. The blood is a big thing with me. I was so happy to see them use the blood like you. It was always one of my favorite things about the first Alien is the blood. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why hasn't this been implemented more? And they did that here. Do we even see it? A guy dying from the freaking stuff falling on him. And we even see the acid working on parts of the ship, disintegrating stuff. I love that stuff. And I
Yeah.
thought all that
Agreed.
worked great. My problems were honestly they were small. It was like the thing with the temperature and raising the temperature to whatever. First of all, uh not everybody is always 98.6 at all times. So you can't just say we're going to put this at 98.6. That's human temperature, and now we won't be discovered by the aliens who use heat to know who's who, because this will, if the temperature in the room is 98.6 and we're 98.6, guess what? We're going to blend right in. Well, guess what? People are not always at 98.6. Matter of fact, If I'm in 98, that means I got a fever. I'm always like a 97.4, 97.6. When I see 98.2, if I start feeling shitty and I take it, I know I'm going to be sick soon. And it's always that way. So that I thought they could have just left that out and not done it. But, and one thing that I thought they could have done, literally, when I found out there was a pregnant girl,
Yeah,
I am thinking, with all these face huggers running around, how cool would it be if a face hugger freaking got a hold of the pregnant girl and went inside, and then there was a morphing of a freaking face hugger or whatever with a human baby, and then when that with a chest burst, it would come out that way. How awesome would that be? Now they didn't do that, but they did something else later, kind of similar. And I was thinking, man, I think I would have liked it better if they just did that. But again,
I agree
that's
with
just
you.
my personal preference. I still thought it came out great, what they did. I want to hear what your complaints are because I think the movie's great. The first time I saw it, I said it's a fun popcorn flick, but don't apply too much logic. The second time I watched it, I was able to figure out some things, and I had a discussion on Jay of the Dead's new horror movies because we reviewed it there. And I was like, okay, some things were explained to me, and some things were discussed, and some things I figured out on my own. The second time, there was like, okay, it's not as illogical as I thought. Okay, this works. So I actually ended up bumping it up a half a point. I
Well,
still think it's great, but I'm more curious about what you didn't like because I want to address
well,
them
I
because I
thought
might have had the same problems.
I think I did. I came out exactly the same way you sound like you
Just
came out the first time. I thought I didn't like the setup. I didn't necessarily like all the characters at first, but I agree that she was good and Andy was good, and that pseudo boyfriend was okay. I thought they forced wedge stuff in, introduce something in the first reel that comes back in the third. They introduce it, go, hey, whoa, check this out. I can put this little thing behind me and it's x-ray vision. Why not work it in? And
oh, that
that's
was
what they used.
awesome though,
No,
wasn't it?
it was awesome, but it was forced. Why not introduce it when the girl's pregnant? And then she pulls it up. They don't have to explain it. She pulls it out and she does like an ultrasound on her. That's how they could have introduced that thing. And then the girl uses it because it's a great reveal. But it's like she literally 5 minutes before says, oh, check this out. It's an x ray thing. And then now look, I'm got something in me. Let's use it right now. It just was too much. This might be a nitpick, but again, I'm not alone. My buddy had the exact same issues. Like it was like they introduced it just to do that gag, whereas they had the pregnant woman. It would have been a perfect way to do it more subtly and then still get that awesome result there. Nitpick maybe, but that's what it was. I didn't really know why they're up there other than to get those escape pods. Still didn't really know what they were going to be using them for. Have no clue of that. Didn't read up on about it afterwards. Like I
I
said,
just told you.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, I know, but it
yeah,
just sort of, I'm just telling you at the time, it just sort of happened in front of me.
right.
Now it was enjoying some of the ride, but it was like a bad roller coaster where you had this exhilarating part and it like screeched to a halt and we had some technical issues. And then we had to wait till the crew came out to fix the roller coaster. And then you got going again and you got some exhilarating part and it screeched to a halt again. And I'm not saying it never screeched to a halt in the movie, but even at the end, when Mr. Prometheus comes lumbing out or whatever the fuck it is, like that, that, that human morph, I checked out at that point. I wasn't on board. I did not like that at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like everybody's favorite part that I've talked to. Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
I
Hated
was
it.
just disappointed because I had my own vision of what it was supposed to be. Well, there you go. You hated it. That's okay. So there you have it. See, I liked it. I was just disappointed the first time because I wanted something else to happen because I wrote it myself. I was like, oh, they're hinting. This is this. This girl's pregnant. They're doing that for a reason. Okay. And here's something I complained about. Doesn't it take a little longer to be ingested to have the freaking thing bust out your chest?
Well,
Remember
it's
how long it took John Hurt?
just like we were talked about our Dawn of the Dead episode landed, and we talked about how they change it up in a zombie movie that somebody that gets bit will take days to turn or whatever, or hours to turn, and then in the climax, everybody's turning at a fucking like this. And that's exactly what happened there too. It's we're in the climax now. We got to turn it to 11, and now we just speed everything up. So no, don't, it doesn't matter what we told you before. Now shit's hitting the fan. I'm okay with that because that's movies. But I didn't. I'm coming across as I didn't like the film. I enjoyed it, but I wanted to be up here. I was up here and it kept getting brought down. And the more I talked about it, the more I thought about it,
Mm.
I just kept coming back, coming down a little bit more. Like, there's another forced part where they're like, here, let me get, Andy says, let me give you these guns. Goes, good, we could shoot them. No, you can't shoot them. They have, remember, they have acid for blood. And then Darren turns to me and goes, why the guns then? And then the character says right after, then why'd you give us the guns? Forced. Just have the character grab the guns and then have Andy say, just say, hey, he opens it up. He goes, gives the gun, puts it like that. And then Andy could go, no, don't use those. Remember, they've got acid for blood or whatever. Just Andy goes, grabs the guns for
Yeah, but
them,
then he's
hands
still
them to the two people, and then explains, don't use them because they've got acid for blood. It was just too, it was convenience. That does not make any sense because it
I'm
makes
gonna
no sense. Here are the guns, don't use them.
let me explain. Let me explain. You missed the part where he explained the real reason
Oh,
why. Why
no,
do you think he gave them the guns?
no, I know. I understand the reason why. I didn't buy it. I thought that was really bad forced writing and dialogue. I did not like it at all. I was like, it should have been they
What?
found the guns, took them, and then he explained why they couldn't use the guns, which they ignored completely and used them left, right, and center.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. No, see, again, seeing the second time, I everything fit. I thought that okay. What is the reason that they're not using the gun?
Don't remember, don't care. But at the time, he explains it. I know he does. I'm just saying I didn't
Okay,
like the
well,
way
hold
it was
on.
done.
What I'm getting at is this. There was a reason he gave them the gun. Just gave them the gun. Okay. Now, he could only explain it there. In the heat of battle, you wouldn't do that because it's not enough time to react. So we gave him the gun before they went out there. The guy questioned it and said, hey, this and this. And he goes, but listen, you can't shoot him because of the blood. He goes, okay, then why do I have a gun? Basically, it's just like predatory stuff with animals. You're gonna show the gun. They're gonna see the gun, and they're gonna
Exactly.
know it's a weapon where it's gonna hurt them. So it's gonna make them back down, and that's
No,
exactly what happens.
it doesn't. That's not what happens at all. Unless I'm missing something, that's what they say. And I'm like, and Darren and I started laughing. They're like, they're gonna be scared of a gun. These are fucking aliens. That like, I mean, come on. They haven't been scared of guns any other time. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, but they don't know that. This is just a robot that has that intelligence, trying to understand and trying to think about typical, just like predatory stuff with
But
animals. The way
what
they
they're
do
trying
the
to
things they do, it's not going to hurt
they're
you. Look at it this way: a lizard will see another freaking thing coming at it to defend itself. It'll do that thing where its gills come out like this, or when a snake puts its hood up. It's a thing they do to scare the others off so they don't have to use their venom or something at first, or because they're scared themselves, and that's what they have, just like a peacock has its feathers. It puts it out there. So I guess they're equating the animal kingdom and its defenses to the same thing pardon me, with aliens. That's all I'm
no.
saying. I just don't see it being far fetched. That's all.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I didn't like this explanation. I thought it was forced. I said,
Okay.
if he grabbed the gun, handed it to the girl, and then he's like, Andy then said everything you said to talk him into it. It was like Andy gave them to him, and then I explained it to him. I know he explained it to him, but I still didn't buy it. I know I get what you're saying. I just didn't buy it for whatever reason. I thought it was just kind of forced.
Okay.
Just it was to give them the guns. The goal was to give them the guns that are fully loaded with ammo
Well,
if they
true.
you know what I
Right.
mean? Like I mean that's the point. So if the point was that, like I don't know, I guess it was no different than the X-ray machine. It's just there could have been a better way to ease into that. That's it. That's all I'm going for.
Okay.
Maybe nitpicks, but at the end of the day, again, it's also about the cast, and this is like I don't know. Like I they were fine, but nothing memorable. And the reason I say she was like they literally have a shot of her wearing like I think almost exactly what Ripley's wearing in one thing, like the white top, her hair's kind of down, it kind of blows. She practically looks like a Ripley clone in that one shot. It's like a close up. It's like a
Hmm.
hero shot of her.
Wow.
They couldn't if you put a side by side of her and
Okay.
Ripley, it would have I think that's exactly what they were going for, which is fine. Which is again, there's nothing necessarily bad about that. But I just didn't get the awesome that I wanted. There were awesome moments, but bogged down by other moments that I didn't like. So then it ended up being just a half head for me overall. Um, I might be talking more negatively, but it's only because excuse me, focusing on the aspects I didn't like. But like I said, it was exhilarating when
Yeah,
when
that's
they came out and they came running and
dude.
everything. You saw the cocoon people. There's a lot to like in this. The
Oh
deking out of the blood,
yeah.
like I said, I love that set piece. But I didn't like the climax. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
just did not like that climax.
That's fair. No, I get it. If you don't like the climax, that's gonna do it. And the first time I didn't, just for the one aspect of the Prometheus guy, as you said, but upon the second view, expecting it and everything else, and getting rid of my idea, I definitely appreciated it and thought it was cool. I just my problems were different type of things. Like I was somebody gets killed and I see something and I was like, wow, look at this. This thing comes in, he comes in, he takes it off, and I'm like, this is awesome. They actually went there. And then I'm like, there's no way this person can survive. And then later on, there they are in
Yeah,
the cocoon, still alive. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm so sick of watching horror movies and knowing that when I don't see the body, that means there's going to be some kind of miraculous recovery. Why do you give us a moment and then sweep the rug up? I don't get it. Do people like that stuff? I don't know. I do not. When I see someone killed, I don't want to be robbed of it later. I don't. But I understand why, and I guess they did it in Aliens. So I've never seen the cocoon thing before because I don't remember Aliens. So I had to be, brought up to date on that stuff. So it did work. So that bothered me. And like I said, the thing about the temperature in the beginning, again, I had some issues, but I figured it out. It is what it is. But yeah, I liked her a lot. I thought that she was, I don't know. I don't think that she was pushed too hard as like a Ripley was. I thought that I don't know. Maybe I just really like her. What's her name? Kaylee Spenny or whatever. I don't know. I thought that she was really pretty and I like her acting. And I don't know. I just was a sucker for the character, I guess, because she was a really good person, I thought. So, and
Yeah,
everything that
big
she
year
did.
for her because
The beginning, I was a little off on.
she was in another
What's
major. She
that?
was in that Civil War as well, so she had a pretty good year as well. So
Good on her, man. No, that's awesome. The beginning was a little too Star Wars, um, Disney for me. Like
yeah,
how they were like
agreed.
on that place and they were doing stuff. It reminded me of the beginning of like Force Awakens with what's her name being there and having to trade the things for the parts and to get fed and all that stuff. And like what's all this stuff going on in this city they live in where they have no sunlight? Why are they at work, but at the same time there's like street people there? So I was
Yeah,
a little unfamiliar exactly what's going on here,
yeah,
but it's okay. It's okay. I still enjoy the hell out of it. And the second view, it came up even more. I was able to make a lot more sense. And if you're looking for good kills and good stuff, and just finally face huggers almost front and center all over the place. We even followed one once, like a POV. And oh, dude, I loved that stuff. It reminded me sometimes of The Mist, some of the stuff that goes down in The Mist. I really enjoyed that stuff. And I got the kills that I liked. And I
yeah,
was on board, man. It just felt like I haven't felt like an alien movie like that felt like the original since then. So I enjoyed it, and it's horror. It's not like the second one. It's probably my third favorite of the franchise for me because is Alien, there's Prometheus, which I rate high, and now this. I think this is right there. And it's a full head for me, full head explosion. Really enjoyed it, man.
yeah. Cool. I mean,
So
I kind of have it on par with Prometheus. So I'm like, Alien is number one, Aliens is number two, and then these two are tied. Prometheus and this is tied for like that third spot.
oh,
But
okay.
yeah, it's like about a 7 out of 10 for me. Like, I mean, But again, and
Okay.
maybe it will come up when I
You
watch it
wanted
again. But
more.
I don't know. I don't know because I still feel like I still stand by the vapidness. I just felt like it felt empty. So there's exhilarating scenes, but there felt like there's nothing more to the movie. That's where I'm going, trying to go with it. It just felt a little empty, other than that, uh, like those little moments. I don't
Man,
know how
see, for me, it just
why I
felt
feel
like
like that, but
something
yeah,
like the first. Yeah, I hear you. It just felt like horror to me. People trapped in a freaking in a place they can't get out of and everything. Now, some things were a little too on the nose, and some of the things, some of the dialogue, maybe they could have scaled back 25% of the fan service, which I do enjoy fan service, but maybe scale back 25%, not have the freaking end be the way it is with the captain's log thing, like Sigourney Weaver, and it happens again, and literally taking the exact same line said by the same actor from one to the other, and it's just like, eh. And somebody brought something up. Andy just should have said, stay away from her, and just
yeah,
left it at that,
yeah,
and not had the pause, and then not said, you bitch. Problem is this: that is the stuff when I'm at the theater that the crowd erupts on. They love it. They clap, they laugh.
I
So the
groaned.
people like that.
Darren groaned. I'm pretty sure there's people that groaned. There's a guy that was
Maybe.
popping. There's a guy that was, I think he was
Really?
coming in his
Okay.
pants, like for the every moment. But admittedly, there were great moments. Like I was, like there was a couple good
Yeah.
jump scares too. So yeah,
Yes.
there was that as well.
I dug it. I dug it. So,
Yeah.
all right. One more and then we get
Well,
out.
like I said, it was definitely worth checking out. It's fun, but I guess I was
Yes.
waiting or wanting more somehow. That's on me though, I guess. Okay, next one was something that I wasn't expecting anything from. And it's always good too when you get set up when someone tells you that they were not very fond of it. So then you go in with lower expectations, and then that sometimes helps, right? And we're now going to be talking about
Hmm.
Oddity from 2024. A psychic medium attempts to uncover the truth behind her sister's murder at the site of the crime. And it's directed by Damien McCarthy, who did that movie a few years ago called Caveat that I thought was boring, to be honest. And like
I did too.
that little monster makes a cameo in this, which I thought was a nice little Easter egg.
Yes.
Was cool. And this movie's slow. It's a slow burn, but I didn't think it was boring, and I quite enjoyed it. And there was a jump scare in this. I'm not usually a fan of jump scares, but in Alien Romulus it worked, and there was like two or three of them. And in this one, it was like why wasn't I expecting it? But it's when again maybe I'll be vague. I don't want to say I won't spoil it in case someone hasn't seen it. But there's a point where a head just pops into frame, and it didn't just make me jump, it like went through me. It was one of those ones where my stomach dropped and I felt like
Wow.
thing just leave me. And I'm like, oh, I haven't felt like that in a while. I hold that in high regard
Love
when
that.
that happens. And I don't
Yeah.
know why it hit me because I was kind of expecting it and anybody else would have been expecting it, but it just hit me. But I do like the way the story's told. I did think it was a little slow to begin, but I was on board with it. I let it sort of unravel and tell its tale. Uh, I I liked the premise. I like what they were trying to do with it. I liked and maybe I don't know why I'm not trying to spoil this one, and I was spoiling the last one, but ultimately, the psychic is the wife's twin sister. So this wife and her husband seem to have bought this house. Right from the first phone call, you can almost tell that there's something happening, that the relationship might not be going well, at least on his side. She seems to be very happy because she's got a pet project that seems to be redoing this house. And he's a doctor, but he doesn't seem to be engaged. And you can do that just by tell that just by the way he's talking and the way they frame the shot, because I think his back is to us as he's talking to her. So we're not even engaged with them as a viewer. So just little nuances like that worked. I might be confusing the scenes, but that's the gist of it. That helps with his character trait. And then ultimately she gets killed by this masked figure at the house after being warned by this crazy googly eyed guy at the door that someone came into her house. And you don't know who to believe. You don't know if he's trying to get in there. You don't know if he's responsible. He's ultimately convicted or charged with the death. But then the story unravels from there. Unravels and spools,
Yeah,
I guess not. So,
it reminds me of a Twilight Zone episode. Like I could even see this being a Twilight Zone episode, and
yeah.
I like movies like that, and that's what it was kind of like. Uh, it was interesting because I knew right off the bat what they were going for with some things involving like witchcraft and whatnot, and I could see maybe some people making some comparisons to talk to me because of an object coming out of a box, and instead of a mummified hand, you have
Mummy.
a mummy.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much.
You have a mummy, but the thing is, if you know anything about any of that stuff, you know what's going on. There was a sigil on top of the mummy's head. There was a signal. There was a thing there. They're putting things in. It's a ritualistic thing. So like when it comes out, I was like, okay, so this is what they're doing here. I wasn't sure why, but the thing is, this like I'm watching it. My wife figured it all out right away. Not all of it, not all of it, because they did one thing in this movie which I particularly loved, and they went against convention. And I'm not even going to say what it is, but all I can say is that there was a point in this movie where somebody appears, otherworldly or whatever, it's something, and tells another character run. Basically
Yeah.
tells them get out, get out of the house because shit's about to go down and you're not my target. And that happening and going out, and then the way it ends up, it went against freaking what you always see in movies and what would have been very predictable. Like my wife is watching and she goes, okay, I know what's going to happen. Before we're even introduced to the other character, she says,
Yeah.
okay, this is what happened. This and this had them killed. I was like, oh, you know what? You're probably right. And she got on it right away. And sure enough, yes. Now there's more things that unfold and everything else. But what would normally be typical, especially with the other sister showing up and asking the other girl questions about when did you start seeing him? Because you worked with them, and were you
Yeah.
guys friends before the passing of my sister and everything else? And you see the questions and you see the way they're getting on, or a lack of getting on between them and everything else. But it does make sense to watch it back and say, yeah, because you don't want people bringing stuff in your house and staying there. Who's gonna want someone to take a box in their house and take out a mummy and sit it there under any circumstance? Why would this guy be putting up with it? I don't know, because I don't think he believes in it. Otherwise, why would he have given her, of all people, the freaking eyeball? The only remain, because then if you believe in what she's doing, she can take. She's a psychic medium that can has the ability of when she touches things, and she's blind, by the way.
Yeah. We
When
we
she
forgot to
touches
mention she's
things in her
blind.
hands,
I was going to add that.
yeah,
You're right because we didn't bring that up. It's a pretty major part of the movie, too. But yeah.
yeah,
So I did just to add on to what you said. Yeah.
no,
So it's important when she touches things with her hands. You were saying
yeah.
there's a
And she
stronger
can,
connection, right?
make
Yeah.
connections. Right. And she can make connections to what's what and figure things out. And it all unfolds a, a really good way. It's a good story. Um, and I enjoy it. The mask is cool. You know what I'm talking about? The freaking,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool,
Yeah.
man. That part. And I was really hoping as I'm watching it, I love single serve movies like this. So what I mean is movies that take place not over a long time period, 24 to 48 hours, almost in like real time. I love those kind of. I just enjoy watching movies like that. You might have considered it a slow burn. Didn't feel a slow burn to me. I was engaged with the characters and what was going to happen. Now I'm not over the moon with the movie. I think it's a good movie. And there are things I like about it. I'm not going to say, oh, I was glued to the screen. It was incredible. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that I was into the story and I wanted to see what was going to happen next and how it was going to end up, and it never felt slow to me. So I guess that's a good thing, you
Hmm.
know?
Oh,
But
looks great too.
man,
That's the
there
other
was that
thing.
one shot though with the mummy
Yeah.
looking up.
Oh,
What? Dude,
yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Good stuff. But see, I don't want to reveal that thing. I'm not seeing. See, we didn't spoil Romulus because there's no real major reveal. I mean, there kind of is, but this movie is kind of dependent on reveals.
Yeah,
So
for
we
sure.
don't have to say anything about them because it's not really gonna make or break our discussion. You know what I mean? We know what we're talking about, and I think most people should check the movie out anyway. I think they're gonna watch this if it comes. It kind of came and went, but there was a buzz around it.
There
So,
was, and it again, it looks good. It's got a good soundtrack. It's well acted. You know what? This would make a good double bill with that other movie we discussed. Did we ever discuss that movie? I think we ended up doing it. We were going to talk about it. It took like 4 shows for us to get to. Um, I remember her, or the one that with the two people in the trailer for the whole movie, and you don't know if one or the other is a serial killer. They both seem like they
oh,
could. That came out earlier this year. If you watch that in a double bill, the reason I say that it's not this is not a single location movie, but for the most part, most of it takes place in this house, and they make very good use of the way that it's set up and the architecture. The other portion of the movie takes place at the doctor's office, which is lit like every other horror movie. Hospital's lit, not like a regular hospital where it's nice and bright and you can see everything. It's just like mood lit, where you walk down a corridor of the hospital and it's like casting shadows on you as you walk by. If that's gonna irk you, just let that go, because that's definitely how this hospital looks. But I love that because I'm watching a movie. So I don't need it to be brightly illuminated and whatnot. That adds mood and atmosphere. It might seem weird because it's a hospital, but so be it.
yeah, no, I feel you. It is typical in that way. You'll never find me. That's that movie.
Yeah, you'll never find me. So that's the other one. And like I don't they're two different movies, but just from a movie
Hmm.
that revolves like discussion and talking and kind of singular location, I think it might be a cool double bill. Different
I'm
enough,
with you.
but similar. And the lighting, it's about sound design and lighting, and I think both of these have it. I much preferred this. I think actually Brandon loved Caveat, and I think
Hmm.
possibly Watson, possibly.
Maybe.
I could be. I might be mistaking that now, but I remember it was that split, one of those split movies. I
Yeah.
overall remembered it being a bore, but I remember having some
Yeah.
moments to it. But overall, not a fan. This one, I could definitely say I'm a fan. I'm not blowing it. I have to watch it again. I'd say I'm a half head, but whereas Alien would be at the entry level of the half head, this would be at the top of a half head, approaching a full head. But I'd
Okay.
have to watch it again. I'd have to watch both of them again for before the end of the year. Uh, and I do want to watch both of them again. So that makes I think that makes sense based on the ratings that I think from
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a half head. It's just a regular old half head. I'm not over the moon with it, but
a
you
regular
know,
old.
I was thinking, by the way, we completely dropped the ball. We should have freaking had our rating system all be kills from our favorite type of kills to our worst. Because like instead of inverted head or whatever the hell the thing is,
Yeah,
or what's that?
imploded, imploded,
Imploded head,
imploded,
it should be like, yeah,
full
inverted,
implosion.
imploded, whatever. Instead of imploded head, it should be neck snap. Because that's the worst kill in the world. It should have been like exploding head, slit throat should be number two, right? Because we love the
Yeah.
slit throats. And then we come up with a couple other kills, but the
Well,
bottom should be that.
251, 251 to 300, the ratings change. There you go. We'll
Yes.
come up with a whole new, we'll come up with that system. And we won't remember it, but we'll remember exploding heads and slit
Oh, I'll
throat.
remember it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely remember it. You can, an exploding head is always great. A slit throat is great. We
Exploded
can't stand
head.
a freaking sorry ass
What do we
neck
need?
snap.
Five? We need five. Exploded
Yeah.
head, slit
What's
throat,
after? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Um,
Eye
Axe to the
trauma,
gut.
axe to the gut. Okay.
Right in the middle, right to the middle. It's like a middling axe to the gut. That's
Yeah,
why.
just like the guy in
In the
yeah,
fight,
you're
I always
right.
thought that was a cop out because I want to
Why?
see them get in the
Yeah,
head, but you get it in the gut. And I'm like,
right.
it's okay. It's right in the middle. And it's funny because it's right in the middle.
True. Okay.
So there's number
So what's
five,
one below?
electrocution. Because I'm not well, you
There you
like that,
go.
but
Right.
I'm not a big fan.
No,
Electrocution.
I
And
like it in
then
a I I like it comically. I like it in a freaking what's the
or
word I'm looking
drowning,
for?
drowning or electrocution, one of the two. And then
Yeah,
neck snap.
I like drowning. Electrocution because
I know,
drowning scares the shit out of me.
I know.
No, I'm
Okay,
saying I like drowning, and when someone's think about that, how many times have you watched a great scene? The whole movie of freaking a 47 meters down is fear of drowning. It's a whole movie of it, and you're in suspense. You don't want them to run out of air. That's not bad drowning. What about like freaking?
Shocker.
How about when the
Shocker's a
guy's
whole movie
trapped
about electricity. Yeah, I'm sorry.
and it sucks? Right.
Electricity it
How
is.
about when the guy's trapped? The guy's trapped under ice and he's gonna drown in freaking
Oh,
Omen 2. That always
yeah.
gets me, that scene. Anything where air is being lost. Even in Omen 2 in the beginning, when they have the freaking all the sand comes down and they're suffocating because it all rises because they see Damien's picture. Damn, that movie. I tell you what, I
Okay.
love that movie.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
exploding head, top of the knob, not mops, wops, whatever. Slit throat, axe to the gut,
machete to the gut.
machete to the
It's not
gut.
an axe, it's a
Yeah.
machete.
Machete to
Yeah.
the gut, electrocution,
Neck snap.
snap neck.
Sorry ass freaking neck snap. Yeah, the worst thing.
Yeah. Done.
Which, by the way, the last movie I watched was a slasher, and it had a sorry ass neck snap in it. So that was
Sorry.
on my brain. And you know what that was?
That's how we have to say it though. Sorry ass neck snap.
That's what it is. And that's how I wrote it down too. I think. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Okay, reveal new relation. Yeah, look, literally, sorry ass neck snap is what I have written down. That's double exposure, 1982, 5 out of 10. So there you go.
Good. I'll take it off my list. Awesome. I have to take some off anyway to get to that 250. I still have to trim some, but no, this is good. Sorry if it came across so assholey with that whole thing about um the whatever it was. Well, I can't remember the
I
Andy
don't
and his
know.
explanation with the guns. I just was like, I
Oh no, no,
yeah,
no, 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 no. I get you.
I was, but I didn't. I wasn't meaning to be, but as I was saying, I'm like, why do I have a stick in my ass right now? So anyway,
I
yeah,
was just trying to say that the reason he said it, I understand, but he would not have been able to say that's too much to say in the heat of action. So if he would have brought the guns out there like you said and say, "Stop," because maybe they'll see the guns and maybe they'll be scared. That should be enough. It just wouldn't be. You're not going to have time to yell all that stuff with all the action going on. So I think
I
in
get, yeah,
preparation, it made more sense. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
No, you could be right. Yeah. Again, I'd have
And I
to
wanted to
rewatch it.
weigh in.
Feel that I want to see that scene play out again too, because I'm cherry picking the scene, pulling it out like that. You can do whatever you want with it. I want to see the flow
Mhm.
again of it, but again, enjoyed the movie. I just didn't love it. I wanted
Right.
that feeling like when I saw Alien for the first time, or when I saw Aliens for the first time. Because when I saw Aliens, I was young and I loved it. Like I loved it out of the gate, and it's come down a little bit for me. I still thoroughly enjoy it, but Alien is the supreme film, no
Oh,
question. Like
shit.
it's a classic, but Aliens is there, and I like I said, I might this and Prometheus are like that neck and neck. But anyway, good time. It was a lot of fun. This might end up being longer than usual because we got to split it into two
Yeah, yeah.
without even meaning to.
That's okay. It's our
And
last show before the big one. It's okay.
we got an epic one coming.
Yep. And I wanted to say something to Pavo, who sent us a message on in the Patreon about the MB. I
Oh yeah.
will have to get back to you when it opens up again because the person that you leech off of, they only open it up every so often, and it's like, okay, if you have friends or family, that's how I've gotten everybody on it, and that's how I got on it. It's only during certain times a year where because he gets real busy. Like literally, I know now. I spoke to him about something the other day, and I'm going to tell you, it was just a message that he sent me, and he says, "You'll need to remind me, bud. I'll forget this in 10 minutes. Getting 3,000 to 4,000 DMs a day. So that just
Holy
goes to show
shit.
you the volume that he deals with all this stuff going on. And that's literally just him giving, because he'll give me the reminder 6 months or a year has passed. Hey, it's time for you to re-up to pay for your, for the service. And he just told me that. I go, okay. I said, listen, I'm not going to do it till September because I want to get the football thing, and that's 6 full months. I go, so when September comes, remind me and I'll pay everything now. And that's why he said that. I'm thinking, wow. So if he's just reminding that many people and getting 3 to 4,000 a day with everything going on, just goes to show you the volume of what we're dealing with here. So he only opens it up sometimes. I would say he opens it up 4 times a year. So next time it happens, Pavel, I will reach out to you. I'll send you a message and I'll get you the information. But it's not just something that you can just always say, hey, I want to sign up, and leech off someone's Plex or MB, whatever it is. So.
Not that
But there
easy.
you go. I
Not that
didn't.
easy,
I saw
Pavo.
the message. Yeah, it won't be long. We're probably due soon, actually. So
But
anyway,
cool. Well, I can't wait, man. We've got a few weeks to prep. This will come out. It won't be a
yeah,
few weeks for you guys. It'll probably be a week or two later. But ultimately, we've got a few weeks to finish off those slasher watches, finalize the lists. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
yeah, it sure as hell is. I'm really excited about it. I really am. I can't wait to. I honestly, I can't wait to get to the end of this. I think I have how many more movies to watch? Not that I can't wait to get to the end of it. I'm excited to do the rankings. I'm excited to not have any more to watch and then just to look at my list and do that part. But right now, what do I have? I have 25 movies. So we'll see what happens there.
25 more.
By the
And
way, I added Joyride 3. I added Joyride 3 only. From what I've read about Joyride 2, it's closer to 1. It's like, but Joyride 3 is the straight up slasher. So that's the one I'm going to watch.
so I'm at 216. So I've got 34 more to go.
Wow.
34 more to go. The greatest part of this was two of them I forgot I didn't log. So when you talked about Nobody Sleeps in the
Ooh.
Woods, I'm like, oh, I watched that. I
Ah.
got to watch the sequel. And then I went back. I'm like, I didn't log Nobody Sleeps in the Woods. So
Oh, look
I
at
love
you.
that feeling. There's like two of them that
Isn't it
happened. So
great?
I
A
got
freebie. Yeah.
two freebies that boosted me up a bit. So 216 and 34 more to go. But anyway, thanks
Well, check
everybody.
this.
Oh, check. What are we checking?
This is the good number. 195 for me, 25 to go. So it'll be an even 220. So
Perfect.
that's probably what it'll be, barring any crazy things. But we'll see. But yeah, everybody, thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you for everything this year. It's been a lot of fun, and nobody's complaining about the show, so we're having fun. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and hope you guys are taking some of these slasher recommendations and doing something about it. Because a lot of these ones that we've talked about, we're not going to talk about next show. I've made it a point the last like 3 or 4 just to put things that were either on the fringe of making it or things that aren't going to make it. Because,
Yeah,
like I said, what am I going to do? Talk about Maniac and My Bloody Valentine now? Why am I going to do that? They're obviously movies that are going to be on people's lists. Let's talk about stuff that people never watch or that aren't, high rated and known. So it's been a
it's
lot of
gonna be
fun. So
fun.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, there's gonna
Yeah.
be.
So we'll
I
see you
mean,
next time.
the chance of it being 250 different slashers is not going to happen. But what do you think? What do you think with 5 people doing this? What do you think we'll end up with? Total number 100 different slashers, 150. Why do I have the hiccups?
Wow,
Damn it!
that's a good question. I don't know.
What's your guess?
I would think, let me think about this. You have 5 people, each with 50 lists, so 250 movies. I imagine that a lot of people are going to have 25. I think 25 might be on every list. So that's going to leave, you know, let's say
125.
20 off of everyone's list. Yeah, I would say so. I think it's a safe estimate to say we're just going to be getting into triple digits. That's what I'll say. I'm going to say low triple digits, like 100 and some change, maybe 108, something
Okay,
like that. That's my
I'll go with
prediction.
125. I'll go right in that halfway mark.
little
That's
higher. Okay.
yeah. I was gonna go lower, but then once you talked it through, I'm like, ah, you know what? Because I don't know Greg and Mortis that well, and then Carly and JP, they may pull some out that you know that like Ruin Me might pop up on that, which will be great. I get
Carly
like
will have some surprises. I think Carly will have some surprises. I think JP will not have surprises. I think all of JP's movies are going to be known. I just had that feeling. But I know Carly's doing all kinds of stuff. Like she even watched that movie we talked about that
yeah,
it was she had a 4.5 and we didn't even know about it. So I know she's out there. And Greg Mortis is a wild card because he
yeah.
loves everything. He's a love everything type of guy. So he has so many things rated high. I'm curious. Although I will say this past year, I would say that I have added two more tens, maybe three more tens out of tens that weren't tens before. So I am
Ooh,
actually moving up. I'm getting a little bit more liberal with my tens.
you're like the
It's still going to be
Jeffersons.
less than. I'm getting up there.
Moving
Why the
on up.
Jefferson? Oh, moving on up.
Yeah, that's I don't know. It's a horrible joke to end the show. Were you expecting anything more?
Good
Yeah,
or less.
or less.
This guy. Anyway, we love you guys. Manchichi, Manchichi. And we'll see you next time for the big show. And anything else out of you see, I might even get to give you a chance after that. So peace.